recording, so we may begin. Well, welcome to session 2 of our new campaign, Ravenloft, Vanity's Bloodsong. Ravenloft is the D&D classic horror setting, and as such, this campaign will include themes of horror. You have been warned. That said, we like to keep things PG-13, and now let us introduce our players and their characters, starting with Miss Tommy.
Hello, my name is Tommy, and I play Odelia, who is a halfling cleric of the goddess Moiris, who's the water goddess. She is also a wee bit barbarian, as she has a few anger management issues she's trying to sort out. My favorite spell right now is called Buffeting Wave, and it's where when I get angry, I just call down a giant pillar of water straight from the heavens, and it just knocks all my targets prone and does all sorts of damage to them too. It's really brilliant.
Very nice.
Love it.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name's JT. I play Anduriel. He is a vampire angel blood cleric of the god Nalok, who is the god of shadow and the god of death. Very spooky. My favorite power right now is called Radiant Armor, and I'm going to tell you why. Anduriel likes to hit things, and he likes to be the person that's hitting things and cutting things and doing damage, but what he really likes is when somebody does a lot of damage to him, to be able to interrupt that immediately, take 0 damage, and just sort of look at the person like, nice try. The downside to this is that Anduriel sparkles when he does this. So that's kind of the downside, but I'll take it for the 0 damage. Radiant Armor.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Ben. I play Morokon. He is the monk follower of
I do, man.
I'm a follower.
Story.
Off to a great start. Oh boy, this is going to be fun tonight. Okay, so let's try that again. I am a monk, follower of Hamina, the goddess of the sun, and my favorite power at the moment is an ability that I have been forgetting quite a bit, and hopefully I get to use soon. It's an ability called Water Gives Way, and it's an immediate interrupt where someone does a melee attack that hits me. I can interrupt and do quite a bit of damage, and I can slide them a couple of squares, perhaps off the side of a ship. So that may be fun.
As an example, maybe off of a ship per se.
Or into a furnace, like in the last campaign.
Exactly. Either one, which would be acceptable. No furnaces, unfortunately, on the ship. And we will get into that. We will excuse.
There's probably a big stove in the kitchen.
There is actually a big stove in the kitchen. So if you want to go Hansel and Gretel, we will see how that works out. We will excuse John tonight, who plays Thora Mikitas, the druid of Fin Hefara. And I think his favorite power is bugs. I don't know. I don't know which bugs, but everything he does involves bugs and insects and all kinds of things like that. So we will excuse him tonight. He is working, which is a good thing. So we will miss him, and hopefully he will be able to join us. Not next week. We will not be together next week because Miss Tommy is going to have a booth at FanX. Do you want to tell everybody about your booth, Tommy?
Yes, so we have a company called Storymakers Trading Co. And we do all kinds of pins and stickers and fine leather goods, original fantasy maps, all this kind of stuff like that for, let's say, for story makers, world builders, and adventure lovers. So lots of stuff for people who play D&D, lots of stuff for writers and fantasy world builders, all kinds of really fun stuff.
Awesome possum. So if you're going to be at FanX, if you're in Utah and you're going to be at FanX this weekend, look for Tommy's booth where she will be selling leather and all kinds of other things fantasy
I
related.
think it's 1403.
1403. Cool.
I don't know. It's
I have
really
no idea what that means, but if you're navigating 1403, okay, great. All righty. Well, ladies and gents, let's go ahead and do a little bit of recap. And what's recap without a bit of spooky music?
Yes.
So, during our last session, the Hallowed Council boarded the ship, the Lady's Errand, headed to the island of Desmare in pursuit of Namithet, the first vampire. Once aboard, the party found that the crew was somewhat savage and disturbingly interested in everyone's marital status and love life. Upon finding out what they seemingly wanted to know, the captain steered the ship towards a mysterious mist crawling across the waves, and the crew transformed into sea wolves, lycanthropes of the ocean. The captain's wife then became a sea hag, and battle ensued. And so now we are jumping back in, ladies and gentlemen, and we are resuming a fight. And if we look up at the top of initiative of this fight, we can see that we have Mr. Anduriel. So now I'm going to make the brave attempt to share the screen. I can
believe in
see
you.
why people have 3 screens now. I never thought I would need that, but you know what? We're there. All righty. So I will be sharing screen 2, and I will be sharing it as soon as I can move this over. Sharing screen 2 and sharing the sound now. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, can you see the maps in front of you?
Si, senor.
Okay.
Yes.
Moving them up a little bit so everybody can get a good idea of the position that they are currently on. Odelia is not in the water. Odelia is actually down in the galley with the hag, and she wants to be.
I can handle it.
She wants to be your special friend, Odelia.
I'm coming. Don't worry. I'm coming.
Yay!
We have used a number of items here. I have a number of things that I can see that powers that people have used. A bunch of things on here, and this will be thoroughly magical. We got 2 wolves, the captain and his first mate, 2 sea wolves. They leaped into the ocean after they transformed. Then we have a sea wolf over here that got knocked into the water, if you remember correctly, by Anduriel's use of his magical dagger, the Leviathan's Tooth, that summons up the effect of being crushed by a Leviathan. And then, so we have a sea wolf right now who is underneath that Anduriel, I believe. He is restrained and flattened by that. And then where we have Anduriel, who is over here, fighting another wolf with Thora. And then over here, we've got Morocon, who is helping double team. You guys wailed on that one sea wolf because he ripped into the druid Thora. And there is another sea wolf over here, one that got knocked into the water, and 2. So this is the situation. And then down here in the corner is Miss Odelia, who is in melee with a hag that she has grabbed. And we will go ahead now and hopefully, if I can bring this up, have a little bit of battle effect. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. How's the volume on that for everybody?
Pretty good.
What?
It's a little loud.
Is that better or a little less?
That's good. That's perfect.
That's good.
Okay. All right. Anduriel, my friend, it is your turn.
Excellent. One note, the
Yes.
sea wolf that's between me and Thora
Yes.
but I guess Thor's, anyways. He is dazed and immobilized from my last attack. As a note.
Yes. I have dazed and immobilized next to him from your last
Beauty.
angelic attack.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do is, I'd like to switch it up a little bit. Doing angel stuff is good, but now I'd like to do a vampire thing. I'm going to try and attack with taste of life.
All right.
So, this is versus fortitude, and that is a 28.
Well, yes, I do believe that a 28 is going to hit everything at this level, so you got him.
Sweet. Damage is going to be 14 points of damage, and then I gain some temporary hit points with that one.
All right. And what is this power that you use? Taste of life? So describe it for us.
Yes. So after using Grave Chill, which was an immediate reaction and kind of feeling that necrotic, or feeling, I don't know, Grave Chill is sort of like sensing death, right? And then hitting the enemy. Then Anduriel kind of is like, you know what? This has been a long sea voyage. I'm a little bit hungry. And so you see him kind of rear back his head. I guess Morokhan's the only one that's there to actually see this. The fangs come out and he sinks his teeth right into that sea wolf, right into the jugular area, as close as he can get to it. And he just goes after him.
Which is probably a little bit surprising to everybody who's watching. Morokhan, unfortunately, has seen it before. He's not a fan, but
I am disgusted, but not enough to object.
Yeah.
Alrighty, but not enough to object.
Since it was a vampire attack, I'm going to use Blood Drinker.
Okay.
Which will deal an extra 1d10 of damage. Let me roll that. That is 8 extra points of damage, and I'm going to gain a healing surge.
Alrighty. This sea wolf is beat real. This is Canterwell, and Canterwell is beat really badly. He looks like 1, maybe 2 more hits, just average hits, and he's going to go down. And he howls and he yelps as your fangs sink into his mouth. He's like, and it's generally a rather pathetic sound. And as you bite into him, there is a very, very disturbing growling sound that comes from the other werewolves, or the other sea wolves, excuse me. So they kind of just snarl at you. Even the one that's flattened by the Leviathan's tooth gives a little bit of a snarl.
Okay. And that Whoa now.
Okay.
Take it easy. I think I'm gonna shift back 1 with my move action. And for my minor action, I'm good. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna do anything with that, so that I'm good.
Okay. All right, that's Anduriel's turn. Now, something quite dramatic happens at this point, which is going to explain a little bit of our story. So we've already seen the hybrid sea wolf. I'm bringing up the picture now of the fully transformed sea wolf and what it looks like. It's kind of a cross between a sea lion and a werewolf. And so if you can see this picture, this thing comes out of the water, leaps up, bites into Thora, and drags him off the side of the boat, and they both go crashing into the water. And
oh my!
As this happens, you guys kind of watch, and before you see Thora kind of fall off the edge of the boat, his body disapparates into a big swarm of bugs all over this thing. And the sea wolf begins growling and yelping, and it swims, and then it dives, and all of this mass of bugs and the sea wolf go under the water. And for the moment, that is the last that you see of Thora. Any character reactions?
Oh, that thing just flew right.
Oh,
he flew right over Anduriel when he on his way. I'm like, oh my, that was dramatic.
Okay.
Morocon would like to make an opportunity attack as it passes by him.
Morocon would love to do that, but unfortunately, it used its swim by attack, which is an attack a lot of skirmisher monsters have in 4th edition D&D. And it's not the only one, because coming up out of the water is the captain. And he is going to jump his speed and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he's going to jump past Anduriel. But as he jumps past Anduriel, he is going to make an overwhelming rend attack. Anduriel, does a 21 hit your AC?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. That is the captain, and you recognize him because his fur is the same color as the beard that that big bushy beard that the captain had. It's the exact same color. And on his turn, he flies past. He snaps Anduriel, and the jaws come near you, but it's just too wild of a bite. And then he leaps back into the water and goes beneath the surface. And this one swims around here and does the same thing at you, Morocon. Does a 20 hit your AC?
It does not.
It does not.
Huzzah!
So, unfortunately for both of these sea wolves, they make their swim by attack, and then after that, they take their move action and back underneath the water. And that is them. This sea wolf right here is restrained. Anduriel, how long does Leviathan's tooth last?
It's save ends.
Okay, so we will give him a save at the end of your turn. He does break out.
Okay.
Which means the effect of the Leviathan's tooth is gone. So this sea wolf gets up, Anduriel, and moves. That. We are going to move him over to here. And he comes snarling up at you. And he snarls at you and he goes, "Your monster seems to be gone." And then he is going to use his attack, Fury of Daragor, which is the wolf god. And he swings with his cutlass and claws with his saber. Now remember, if he hits with both, it causes a fear effect. So Anduriel, the first hit is a 20 or a 36 versus AC. And that is with his cutlass. So you take 8. You take 16 points of damage. And then he rolls a 1 with his webbed claw. So he slashes at you and cuts into you with his cutlass. And then he lunges with his claw, but you bat his claw. Actually, you catch his claw fist in your hand, and you snarl at him. You're like that. And he's like a little bit like, "Oh, you're not supposed to have teeth. Like, that's not fair." So
Hey, that's my thing.
that's more or less how he reacts to that. Morocon, you have this sea wolf over here, and it is going to do the same thing. Fury of Daragor. A 2. Morocon, does an 18 hit your AC?
Why, no, it does not.
Well, that is a miss with the cutlass. Oh!
Lucky.
A 19 with the webbed claw. So, Morocon, it comes at you, but unfortunately, you are just too disciplined. So he's swinging wildly, and you're like, bat, 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 bat. Like, he can't get his hand past you. You're like, slap, no, slap. And the more he misses, the angry and wilder he gets. He's like, ah, and you're like, you lack discipline. So, and that is his turn. We got one more sea wolf here, and this one is going to leap into the water.
Of course he is.
And that brings us to the end of the wolves' turn. Now, unfortunately, Odelia, it is Mrs. Spindlecut. And she is not happy with you because you have her pinned up against a wall with your spear and grabbed. And she does not like that.
She has to take some damage.
She does have to take some damage. What damage does she take?
I'm looking for it. 10.
Okay. All right, so Odelia, you've got her up against the wall, and it's almost comical. If you weren't so powerful, it would be more comical because she's slammed up against the wall. You've skewered her with your Hellfire harpoon, which is still on fire, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you add the fire to that attack, if you would, because it only seems fair to me. So go ahead and roll the fire damage for the harpoon.
5.
Okay. So she takes 5 additional damage. So you're in there, you're like slamming her up against the wall, and she snarls at you and like tries to just, get her bearing. But she looks at you and she says, as she pulls on your spear, trying to get it out of her, "You shouldn't have married, little morsel. Then you'd go to herself instead of off in my stew pot." And then she tries to summon up the power to use her sea hag's gaze on you again. But she rolls a 1 and does not recharge it, and
snap.
cannot
Does that
pull
mean
that out.
that I'm not sickened anymore?
You made a save at the end of your turn, right?
Yeah, but I failed.
Well, then unfortunately, you are still sickened by that. You do get another turn save at the end of your turn. So for the moment, Odelia, you are weakened and you still have ongoing poison 10. But it is her turn, and she can't use her poisonous stare at you. So she is going to try to stab you with her filthy dagger.
It's so unhygienic.
She pulls out a wicked curved bone dagger. It's like curved. It's one of those ones that, like goes back and forth on a curve. And it's obviously made of like some kind of a whalebone or something like that. And she looks at you and she lifts up the dagger and she goes, "I think we'll make tamales!" And then she swings that dagger down into you and she hits you. Unfortunately, with a 35, unless there's something you can do to interrupt it.
I do. I have an immediate interrupt. If I am hit, I get to spend a healing surge and force her to re-roll.
Ooh, very nice. Okay. All right, so I will re-roll for her. What's that power called, Odelia?
It is called Second Chance. It's a halfling power.
Fantastic. And unfortunately for her, she only rolls a 5. Odelia, does a 22 hit your AC?
Oh, that is my AC.
Oh, boogers. I don't suppose you have any feats associated. There's a feat when I think I got you that feat that when you make someone re-roll, they take a -5. What are your feats on your character sheet say?
Riverborn Ritualist, Toughness, Blessed Scoundrel, Deadly Rage, Surprising Charge. None of those say anything about re-rolls.
Well, that's a beautiful ability that we might want to get for you, or a beautiful feat when you get your next.
Sounds like something I'd like.
I thought you might have had that, but it's beautiful. So unfortunately, she hits with a 22, and she does 9 points of damage with this filthy, filthy bone dagger. And you take a -2 penalty to AC, Fortitude, and Reflex. And you feel sickly. And from this point, you regain only half the amount of hit points from healing effects and surges.
Jeez Louise.
So you
What
feel...
do I do to this lady?
Well, she's hungry. I mean...
Trying to be her friend.
You got so many effects on you right now, Odelia, that are unfortunate to behold. You're weakened. You're in her you're in her poisonous aura, and it's just very disturbing. And now you've been hit. You need a tetanus shot because whatever she stabbed you with has infected your blood.
So I'm just looking at what I used last time was Resurgent Strike, I think. And I think that hit, didn't it?
Resurgent Strike? You hit the last time you attacked her.
Yeah, so here's what I'm just rereading it, and it says that it on a hit that I would end a weakening effect. Would that work for the poison for her poisonous gaze?
It would work for her poisonous gaze. But the last power you used was Mama Bear Rage. Because remember, you had her pinned against the wall.
Yeah, so, but I was thinking I had also used Resurgent Strike, so that would have ended that first one. So just from now on, I just not take that ongoing poison?
That is broken. Yeah, we'll
can I just remove a layer or two of the glue that I'm currently laboring under?
Okay, yeah, we will remove that. However, you are in her ghastly visage aura. Enemies that start their turn in the aura take 10 psychic damage and are weakened until the beginning of their next turn. So, unfortunately, as long as you are in melee range of her, you are weakened for the moment. But that was her turn.
Oof.
And now it is Morokhan's turn, and then it will be Odiliama.
Alrighty. Well, I would like to end this guy that's sitting on the ground in front of me.
Okay.
He's prone, right? So I have combat advantage?
He is dazed and immobilized. He is not prone.
Okay.
Well, technically, his dazed and immobilized ended at the end of my turn.
Okay. So he is no longer dazed and immobilized.
Sorry.
Okay. Well then, I think what I will do is I'm going to go monk on this guy since he went on a flurry at me. I'm going to go 5 storms on this guy. And that's going to be that's 24 against reflex.
That is a hit.
Oh, okay. Punch harder now. Okay. Ooh, bad roll. Okay. Well, it's 10 damage.
Okay.
I rolled a 1, but it's a +9.
Could be
okay,
worse.
so 10. Right. So 10 damage, and then I will use a minor action to go Stone Juggernaut.
Didn't you already do that, or was that the last?
I did that during I used Stone Juggernaut doing the
practice. Okay, just check.
The practice round. Session 0, yeah.
Have you used your Stone Fist on him? Do you want to?
Oh, that's right.
You're a monk.
Fist. Right. No, it's just I've got so many abilities that I forget what I can do. So yeah, so then it's a +6 in damage.
Okay. You, Morokhan, describe how you hit him. First of all, he can't get a hit on you. You're like deflecting left and right. And how do you hit him?
Okay, so he's coming at me all in a frenzy, and I'm just blocking everything deftly. And so once he takes a break from that, I'll just say, if you want to hit someone fast, you want to do it like this. And just I'll Ip Man this guy just down to the floor.
Okay, so you pound the crap out of him. You smash his jaw and break. You hear a crack, and his jaw goes like that, and he starts like hobbling back away from you and looking at the ocean. If you pee on this guy, he's gonna die. Not that I recommend it in the middle of battle. But you do have a minor action that you could use to do a little damage, Morokhan.
I do. So if that's the case, then my
If you
minor,
want to.
if he's looking that rough, then I will actually use my minor action to go Fighting Fury, and which is an extra 4 damage.
Okay. All right. So is Fighting Fury a stance?
It's a stance, yeah. So I'll be maintaining that stance
Okay.
throughout the battle.
All right. So you're not going to do the Juggernaut stance then? You're going to do the Fighting Fury one?
Nope. If he's that close, then I want to end this guy.
Okay. So you do the Fighting Fury stance, and you're like, boom, 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 like you pummel him into the ground, and he just drops. And so we will find him. That square now becomes difficult terrain as he pops into it. And why is it not letting me do this? Because it is hateful.
He is now a
There
furry
we
ball of paste.
Oh,
Yes.
gross.
Yeah, he's nasty. He is. I mean, that's not how most of us prefer to eat our fish, with hair and wolf claws and all of that. And that was his turn. And now it is Miss Odelia's turn.
Oh, Delia. Oh, Delia.
Cordelia is very upset at this point.
Let it out.
She
Let it out.
is mad about being weakened. She doesn't like that at all. Tell me what kind of disadvantage that puts me at to be in that state.
All it means is that you do half damage on all of your hits. Whatever damage you do is half. The problem is you get up to her, and you already know this about sea hags because you would have studied this in the Temple of Moiris, being the water goddess. Sea hags are so ugly. They're just disgusting and hideous that it has a supernatural psychic effect, and they weaken people who look at them. She's so hideous to look at. It's almost like looking like at a Medusa, but instead of being turned to stone, you're sickened and weakened.
Okay.
So that's the effect. Now you on the start of your turn, you take 10 psychic damage from being adjacent to her.
No, gross. All right.
You're so ugly. Just
So Odelia gets up there, and her lance is still on fire, but she just says, "Fury isn't always fire. Sometimes it's ice." And she reaches up with her other hand and pulls it down, and just hail comes crashing down into the kitchen. And as I cast Hail Burst,
okay.
and do I roll for that?
What does it say the target of the power is?
Target Fortitude.
Okay, go for it.
Come on. Oh, no, come on. 19.
Unfortunately, the 19 is not going to do it. Do you have anything that could help you make that up or re-roll it?
I do not see anything.
Okay. Does it have any effects? Remember, an effect is something that
The-
happens.
The effect is that the target is weakened until the end of my next turn. So
Ah,
I wanted to get her right back with the weakened.
nice. Okay. So she is going to be weakened.
So the effect still takes effect even though I missed on the attack.
Yep, that's why it's called an effect. In 4E, sometimes you use a power and it gets them even if it doesn't hit, which is nice.
Well, that's the best thing I know about for you.
Yes. So anything on your character sheet that says effect means it
Take it.
happens whether you hit or don't.
It
Oh,
just doesn't.
it doesn't say effect. So
What does it say?
it just says on a hit. Yeah, so I think no.
Unfortunately, this one is going to miss her. But it does scare the crap out of her because you're holding her with the spear, and all of a sudden there's a crack of thunder, and the rest of you hear this below deck. You're like, somehow thunder is crashing like from below deck. And then all of a sudden there's hail flying all over the place. And she's like, ah! Ah! And she starts batting aside the hail. She lifts you up and like tries to use you as a shield, and you smack at her hand, and like, I mean, it's total bedlam. The cabinets are smashing. The table is dented and cracking. I mean, it's total chaos in the galley right now. And that is Odelia. Now, Odelia, you have not used your action point yet. You want to use your action point.
Well, I want to wait until, because my action point is all about healing. So I want to wait until I have some allies that I can help out.
Okay. All right. What are you down to, Odelia, in terms of hit points?
63.
Okay, so you still have quite a few.
Because I spent that healing surge. So
Very nice.
I'm
Alrighty.
cool.
So, Anduriel, it is your turn, and from below decks, you hear a thunder crash and all like pots and pans. I mean, it's just total chaos. And it is your turn. It's Bedlam.
Okay. He's gonna first thing he's gonna do is kind of chuckling. He's gonna turn his head to Morokhan. Dragon, this one thinks Thor is a monster. And then he's gonna attack. He's gonna attack with Swarm of Shadows.
Okay.
This is versus Fortitude. Now, real quick, with Cunning Stalker, does that mean I have combat advantage on this attack? I have combat advantage by myself.
Yep,
Cunning
you're
Stalker,
the only
right?
one who's attacking him, so you got it.
Okay. Ooh, I may need it for this. 15,
Oh, I forgot to use my move action.
20.
Could I move up next to Anduriel?
No.
Unfortunately,
Sorry.
he can't. Unfortunately, you would have needed to do that on your turn.
You're fine. I forgot to do that, so you're good.
I just didn't want this to hit you. That's why I said no.
And I don't want it to hit you. I don't want it to hit you either. So
That's a 26.
that hits everything, my friend, except for AC. What is his target?
Fortitude.
Okay, you got him.
But I added the 2, so I was hoping that would. Okay. So 3 dice 6. This is a close blast 3.
Uh-huh.
6, 9. So that is 29 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And Duriel is going to teleport into a square within the blast and become invisible.
Okay. And
And I
Ariel, what
think-
square would you like to be in invisible?
Let's go behind him.
Okay.
So he thinks.
Boogity
So he
boo.
doesn't. Yep, exactly.
All right. This is Grayson.
So-
And how much damage did you say was it? 24?
It was. I gotta look at my dice again. 3, 6,
Sorry,
9.
was it 29?
29.
Yes,
29.
29. Sorry, I wrote it underneath the wrong monster. I wrote it under Drake and the one with a big goofy smile, and this is Grayson.
Oh, I would have liked to have hit the goofy smile, but no. This is.
But
So
he dove into the water.
So yeah, he says that to Morokhan, and then you see these shadows come up around Anduriel, and kind of like smoke. He just disappears into it, and the smoke starts billowing around the sea wolf, and you start to hear these screams as cuts and bites start happening, and he's spinning around trying to figure out who's attacking him, and Anduriel's just going after him like that. Swarm of shadows.
Okay. So it yelps and and scream like all just kinds of horrible noises as Anduriel, you vanish in this swarm of shadows that you cast forward and become one with. And then you pop up behind him, but he can't see you because you are invisible, Anduriel.
Visible.
Anduriel, you have not used your action point yet. Do you want to use your action point or?
No, I'm gonna save it for somebody special.
Alrighty. Okay, now it would be the wolf's turn. Anduriel, this wolf wants no part of what's going on now. So he is going to move around and attempt to come at Morokhan. But in doing so, because he doesn't know you're there, he provokes an attack of opportunity from you.
Silly
You
old
just
wolf.
moved Anduriel.
I did. Oh, sorry.
Melee basic attack, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, ooh, that's a good roll. That's 27.
That's exactly what you need.
Oh, nice.
What an irony.
So that is 2 plus 5, 7 points of damage.
Okay, so you cut him with the kukri. Do you
Yep,
want to
the
use
kukri.
any of your triggering powers with this? You do have a couple trigger powers, remember? Like your
Yeah.
haunted blade, the one that makes them stop.
Yeah, I'm going to use Blade of Nightmares,
Okay.
and the enemy is immobilized till end.
Okay. Which really sucks for him because he was trying to get away from you. So he's right here and he's like, I'll just get away. And you're like, you stab down with the Leviathan's tooth and you stab into his shoulder. But as you do, like a flurry of like ribbons and bands of shadow wrap around his legs and his arms, and they kind of anchor him to the floor. And he's like, and then he just kind of lets out this baleful, panicked howl, like. And unfortunately, you hear a baleful howl respond from the ocean as well. And Anduriel, this puppy pops up onto the deck, and let us see. He is going to attack you with Overwhelming Rend.
I am invisible.
He is not going to attack you with Overwhelming Rend because he has no idea where you are. So he is going to come at Morokhan, and he will go.
Sorry, Morgan.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as he
A
goes
very
by,
bright and shiny target.
Morokhan does a 32 hit your AC.
So, would this count as a melee attack?
It certainly would. He's trying to bite you as he dives past you.
Would you say he is charging?
He is not charging, unfortunately. This
Okay.
is a swim by attack.
That's okay. I'm going to do water gives way on this guy
Okay.
because I don't want to take the hit from that.
All right.
So it's target's fortitude, and that is a where's that bonus? It's a monk attack. Okay, that's 26.
That is a hit, my friend.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay. This is a 3d10 is what this is. That's a good roll. It's a good roll. That's 31 damage.
Ooh, 31 damage.
They are also knocked prone. And yeah.
Well, I think that's going to put the kibosh on his swim by attack. All right.
31 damage and knocked prone.
So he gets to hear Morokhan when he goes, and these things, they're terrifying to see leap up out of the water because they full like dolphins, they full on leap up over the side of the ship, which is incredible to watch. But they come by and they're all teeth and rends and snarls, and his jaws come straight for you. And what happens? How do you grab him, or what do you do?
So I've seen them do this before. So after hearing the howl, I kind of anticipate something like this happening. So I see one jumping up, and it just happens to be coming toward me. And as he's making the bite attack, I just lean to the side a bit and I grab its fin and just flip it down straight down to the ground.
Very nice. All right, there is the as the blubber and the fat, like there is this. Odelia, you hear this like crack and this thud come from above you. Something really heavy just landed on the ship, and Morokhan, you hear bone crack as this thing is struck for quite a bit of damage.
Oh, I also slide them 2 squares.
Where do you want to go?
So,
You want him right here next to you, or do you want to move him?
no, I'd like to move him. So whatever direction he was coming from, I'll just slide him 2 squares the direction he was already going.
Okay, so that means he's going over here.
Right.
Boom. All right, so slam, and you boot him, and he rolls several times over, and just looks dazed. just like what, like somebody get the number of that bus or something, and it's ugly. However, he is not the only one. The captain, also Moral Khan,
Of course.
moves past you because he can't see Anduriel. He is going to swim by attack, and he'll get to here, and he will make the overwhelming rend attack also. Does a 33 hit your AC?
You even need to ask at this point.
No, I don't, but you never know. All right.
Formalities must be observed.
11 plus 3. It could have been a lot worse. So 40, 24 points of damage, Moral Khan, and you are knocked prone.
Of course.
Now, Moral Khan, did you add your Blades of Holy Fire damage to your Water Gets Way attack?
I did not. I forgot about that.
Odelia, did
And
you
you
add
know-
your Blades of Holy Fire damage when you hit the hag?
I haven't hit her.
Well, yeah,
In fact,
but
I
she
also-
took that damage
Hey.
at the beginning from being grabbed by you, right?
Yeah, what's the Blades of Holy Fire?
How much, Moral Khan?
It's 1d6 of
Okay.
it's 1d6. It's fire and radiant damage.
Okay, Odelia, roll 1d6 more damage on Mrs. Spindlecut.
From what? What is it from?
Remember how you have her grabbed, and part of Mama Bear Rage is that she
Uh-huh.
takes 10 damage when you sustain the grab?
Yeah.
Well, she took that damage, and it's weapon damage. So that means this counts. You get to add this.
What's it from?
It's from your Mama Bear Rage. It's the grab that you put on her.
Oh, because I did. I mean, I did all the damage. Good night. I did all the damage from the Mama Bear Rage that's on the sheet.
Okay. Moral Khan, how much more did you do?
I mean, if you
It's
want to take
actually-
5 more
it's-
damage off, I'll
Nice.
stop you.
It's full damage. It's
Six?
it's 10. Well, it's actually 10 because I forgot to add the Fighting Fury stance
Okay.
as well. So
Alrighty.
yeah, 10 extra damage.
10 more extra damage. So not only do you slam this guy into the ground, and Duriel, did you weren't in Blades of Holy Fire range, were you, when he cast it? Boogers.
Nope, I was too far.
That would have been really nice. Okay. Alrighty.
Well, he
There-
would have been when he did the. He would have been within my aura when he did that last attack.
Isn't whoever's in your aura? I thought it's whoever you hit when you use the power.
No, it's allies within the burst, the five square burst get that. So if I move away from Odelia to go down the stairs, she would be out of the radius.
All right.
Is it a
Well,
sphere? Because I'm on a different level from you guys.
yeah, but you're still within the range of the power.
Oh,
If you count the squares down, you're still in range.
I mean, I won't fight it.
Yeah. Well, at least from where I know, this part is under the boat. You're within 5 squares. You're just below instead of above. Okay. Very nice, Moral Khan. Did you take off the damage from his overwhelming rend attack?
It was 24, you said, right?
Yes, sir. And it knocks you
Yeah.
prone.
Oh, and I'm prone too. Okay.
And unfortunately, the other one comes up, Drake, and does the exact same thing. And I dropped the die 20.
Oh, so it misses.
Does a 26 hit your AC?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Unless you're going to use... That's, ooh, this is going to be worse. Okay.
Now, Ben, do you remember we had +2 to defenses because of Thora?
Yeah, I know.
You factor that in? Okay.
Yeah, it brings my AC up to 25. So
Okay.
Which is just not quite good enough. So that is
Right.
a 20. You take 34 points of damage, Moral Khan, and you are
Whoa.
knocked prone.
well, I'm already prone.
You were prone. Well, you're even proner than you were before. So I'm assuming this thing, like, it
I
rolls
broke
over
through
you.
the deck.
Like,
I'm in the next floor down.
well, you are over the cargo hold. That is a possibility. But anyway, you will be gratified to know that they cannot
Oh.
use now that they've executed their swim by attack successfully, they cannot use it again.
How much was that one? 34.
34 points of damage. And that is the end. Now it is Mrs. Spindlecut's turn. Odelia, let us see if she recharges her poison stare. And unfortunately, Odelia, she does recharge her poison stare. And
I don't like her.
she is going to use it. Odelia, does a 17 hit your fortitude, Odelia?
No.
All right. So she looks at you and she goes, "Ha!" and breathes out on you, and her eyes glow bright green. And you look away. You're like, "Nope, I'm not gonna look. Nope, you can't make me." Like you poke her in the eye. It's like, whoop, whoop, like, and she misses the attack on you, and she has no reason to move because you're still in her aura, and that's gonna be her turn. Odelia, you take 10 points of psychic damage because you are in her aura as you start your turn.
I take it on her turn and on my turn?
No, you take it at the beginning of your turn for being in her ghastly visage aura.
Is it? Oh, are you saying it's my turn now?
It's your turn now. You
Oh,
take
okay.
10 points of damage, unfortunately.
All right.
And it's
Odelia.
psychic damage.
Odelia is feeling very overwhelmed. She is going to quit fighting so much on her own and is going to ask for help from Moiris.
Okay. Ooh.
And she says, Moiris, help me defeat this evil who defiles your waters. And she does channel divinity.
Oh.
And tries to call in a wave to take out this hag.
All right. What is the effect of this power?
It says on a hit, enemies only are knocked prone, dazed until the end of your turn, and can be moved to any square in the power's range.
All right. Which would be any square in the galley. So you can knock her away from you and get out of her aura. Go for it. Hit her.
Oh, stop it. Sorry, doesn't want to actually roll. Oh, for Pete's sake, 21.
21 versus what?
Fortitude.
Unfortunately, that is not going to beat her fortitude.
Oh, with a +2, it would be 23.
There we go.
Oh, wait, but I had minus to that too, because so just 21.
You had a -2 because you got hit with her dagger to AC, fortitude, and reflex, not to attack.
But it's
Okay.
against her fortitude, right?
Yes, you were.
Because we had the +2 from Thora, so then we just had them. Then I had the -2, so I just did a straight roll.
But you don't have a -2 to attack. That's a -2 you have to your defenses.
That's just your defenses, not hers.
Oh,
So
so it would be a
it's
23.
So it's
plus
a
to your
23.
attack.
Yeah.
Okay, a 23 unfortunately does not hit her fortitude. Is there anything on that power that says effect?
No, not even a little bit.
Okay, so unfortunately, a wave of water comes crashing in through the porthole that you see over here to the right, and it goes straight for her like this gout of water, but she sees it coming, and she jumps up and digs her claws into the rafters.
Can
And
she do that when I have her pinned?
What's that?
Can she do that when I have her pinned?
Well, she didn't move out of her square. She just held on to the raft. Like, she's holding on while the water's like trying to pull her away. She's like, ah! Ah!
Smell better?
And she's certainly looking impressed. Like, as you've almost, like 2 times.
I don't know why.
2 times you almost got her with nature magic. She's like, well, because if you'd managed to pull these things off, it would have sucked for her. But
Yeah, I really would have.
I know Plunkett is going to
man.
say something about Odelia hitting, but she certainly does have a lot of impressive powers. But
Well, I mean,
it's not her fault, Plunk. It's the dice.
she's a tryhard.
Yes. Okay, you still have a minor and a move. You could cast Bless. You could You could heal yourself. You could use your action point and try to hit her with something else.
I'm not going to yet.
Okay. All right. That brings us to the end of Odelia's turn.
With the action point, it says within 2 squares of me. So can I heal these guys?
Can you heal whom?
My allies, are they right above me that they're in that 2?
They are right diagonal from you, but you would have to be able to see them to use your healing power on them.
Okay, then I'll wait until we're closer to each other.
Okay. That would be the end of Miss Odelia's turn. She's so mad she missed you with that glare, and then you tried to drown her. She's a sea hag, and you tried to drown her. And then you cast a hailstorm. She's not happy. I mean, she's doing okay, but she's like, she's supposed to use water magic on you. It's not back to the top. Anduriel, my friend, it is your turn. You are invisible, right?
Yep, till the end of my turn.
All right, and that guy is
gonna
immobilized.
How that affects my movement? Can I move around and not take attacks of opportunity if I just move?
You cannot suffer attacks of opportunity when you're invisible.
Okay. Second question. For Shadow Leap, is it also that shadow has to be within my sight range? Like I couldn't leap into the hag's shadow?
You would need to be able to see the shadow to leap into it, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, that actually, so JT wants to go help my little friend, but Anduriel sees a deck full of sea wolves and 1 dragon, and so he's probably going to stay up above. Sorry.
Okay.
About that. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to shift over 1. Well, no, I'm just going to do this because he can't get me. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to use Domineering Gaze on the one that's in front of me.
Okay.
This is versus Will. Let me roll the town. And I'm the only one, so I'm going to have combat advantage.
Does he have like that intense feeling of someone is watching you, but you can't see who?
Somebody's watching me. I'm being gazed at. I know I am. Shut up.
Quit staring at me.
So that's a 14 on the dice plus my bonus 25.
25 is definitely going to hit his 21 will.
Okay. So target is dominated, save ends. While the target's dominated, I can use a minor action too, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to steal a healing surge.
Okay.
No, I'm going to heal. Sorry, I'm going to heal my surge value.
Okay.
And then I'm going to deal my surge value in necrotic damage to the enemy, which is 20.
Okay. He does not like that, as he was already pinned to the ground by your shadow.
Yeah.
By your shadows. He was already pinned to the ground. Now you're in his head, and he doesn't see you. All he sees is twin pinpricks of red light as your eyes and your gaze fills his mind. And then he's just kind of like, and you slowly sink your fangs into him, and it tastes like seafood. It's shrimp. It's he's obviously had a lot of shrimp, but mostly it tastes like halibut, and like wet dog. So
this is rather salty.
Not the best you've ever had, Anduriel. But it's certainly, you now have 4 surges total now, Anduriel, because you used Blood Drinker previously. So
yes.
Okay.
So now I would like to use my action point.
Okay.
And it allows me to move my speed as a free action.
All right, where you go?
I'm going to move over to the one closest to Morocon. And
or the bottom one?
The bottom one.
Okay.
No, sorry, the one that's just on line 16.
Okay, would you just make up your mind? This one, the one
that
that's
one's dead.
Oh, he's dead. Never mind. I don't want to go by him.
Yeah, that's why he's tiny. I thought if I made him tiny,
beast.
you'd be able to tell he was dead.
Although the one, you could go to the one that I already beat
How
the
about
crap out of.
Instead of tiny, we'll do this. I'll make him flat.
Yeah.
That's better.
I swear I saw him move. He did. I swear. So I will
He's
not go
got
to
my
him.
axe embedded in his nervous system.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll go to the one that's closest to the porthole, actually.
Okay.
14, whatever that is. And I'm going to shadow dive into his shadow. I'm going to disappear, which
From
is that
play.
the one on the other side, the one that's closest to the place where I could get down to Adelia. There we go.
Okay.
I disappear from play and do ongoing 10 necrotic damage, save ends.
All right. Anduriel, you disappear from play, and he takes ongoing damage.
Shadow dive.
Okay. So, Anduriel, nobody can even hear you. You just drift across there after devouring part of this thing's blood, and little twin lines appear on its neck, and blood just starts trickling. And then you move like a ghost, and you leap into this guy's shadow, and all of a sudden, the skin on the rubbery, fishy parts of this sea wolf goes from bright green to like a sickly gray as you leap into his shadow, and he grabs his stomach and is like as death starts to take him. And that is your turn, Anduriel, because you are removed from play.
Right.
All right, it is the wolves. He takes 10 points of damage. And he probably is thinking something like Ant-Man, like, something just flew into me, like kind of scenario. But he can't really do much about it. Morocon, you got friends just everywhere, and they close in on you.
I don't like it.
Right there. So you have the captain, and then you have Grayson. Canterwell is dead. And yeah, you're in a bad way, Morocon. And then this one's dead. At least one of them's dead. Okay, are you ready? Here comes a whole lot of attacks.
Oh.
I might drop, guys.
Take a deep breath.
Oh. I would love to come and help.
Here we go.
Hang in there, man.
They
We'll
come
get ya.
in, and they are all going to move in. The first thing they do is, those of them that have to, they transform into their bipedal hybrid form. So they're back into like Creature from the Black Lagoons meets werewolf form. And then they will all move in, and they will swing at you with their cutlasses. Okay. That could have been a lot worse. A 3 and a 5 means you got a 21 and an 18. Miss. A 16 means you got a 32 hit. And unfortunately, I rolled a 20.
Oh, God, of course you did.
And I backed it up with a 15.
Oh.
And I rolled a 2. So it's max
Okay.
damage, but it's just one hit.
Don't do that.
I'm going down, guys.
Okay. Swear word. 6. All right, 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And 24 points of damage.
I'm down.
Okay, you are down to 0 because you can't fall below 0 hit points. Morocon drops to the deck under a bunch of swinging cutlasses, which is an ugly scenario. Okay. Alrighty. And that would be all of the wolves' turns. It is now Mrs. Spindlecut's turn. Let us see if she recharges her poisonous stare, Odelia. And she does. Let us see if she hits you with it. Ooh, I don't.
Of course she does.
Gonna go. Does a 24 hit your fortitude, Odelia?
Is my fortitude affected? Is that what I have the -2 to?
No, because you saved against that.
Okay, so with the +2 from Thora, my fortitude is 24.
Okay, and what did I say she rolled? A 24? Or what did I say she
Yeah,
rolled?
I think that's what you said, so I think she hits me.
Unfortunately, she does hit you.
Dang it.
I do not like her.
Okay.
Dang it.
Well, she didn't roll that high. You take 15 points of poison damage, but Odelia, you don't take 15 points of poison damage, right?
No, I don't, but I do take 11, and that seems enough to be going on with.
Okay, you also take ongoing poison damage 10 as her gaze hits you. But you won't because you have partial resistance, and that's her turn. So once again, she just burrows into you with that supernatural gaze attack, and you can see the green, sickly green energy kind of just pouring out of her eyes as it hits you, and that is the end of her turn. And she looks at you and she says, "You're looking a little green around the gills, morsel." And yeah, she hates you. But it's your turn, Odelia.
Gosh, I just took so much damage. I'm wondering if I should switch what I was going to do. If I
Die young, very young. Sorry, bad joke. Too soon.
lay me down in sorry, that
Yeah.
song is such an earworm for me. I'm like, oh, we're gonna sing it now.
Yeah, it's too soon.
Okay.
Yeah. No TPK tonight, guys.
For crucial resurgence, it says each ally within 5 feet spends a healing surge. Do I have to be able to see them for that? Okay, then that's what I'm doing.
Okay, that's not because that's not a targeted power. That's a burst. It fires out of you.
Okay. So Odelia, who is feeling very weak, is just going to pull all of her strength and power together and focus on coming back to her own power and sending that out to her allies. And it says it does 2d10 plus 9 damage. So should I roll for that and then half it?
What is it? Does it say target on that power?
Armor class.
Okay, so you got to hit her AC. It's a weapon attack that yields healing power.
Okay. So Odelia is just going to take a deep breath and try and just jam the lance up into her.
Do you want to cast Bless before you do it? So everybody gets pluses to attack?
Can I bless myself?
Of
Oh,
course.
yes. Yes, I would like to cast Bless. Thank you very much.
That
Okay.
would be great.
All right, Morocon, your body gets blessed.
Oh,
Okay, I'm going to use the phone dice now because clearly all of my dice hate me.
We will support you in that act.
yes, please.
It's a 19. I don't know if
Very
you can
nice.
see that.
We'll take it.
I
Yes.
have not
Take it.
rolled higher than a 6 today.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
So that makes it like a 34, I think.
Okay, that is more than a need to hit her. So what does Odelia shout out as she uses this holy power?
She just says, "Help me, Moiris! I've got to keep going."
Okay.
Okay, and then 2d10. Come on, baby. Okay, so that's 16 plus 9 is 25. So 12 damage.
Okay.
But then all of the allies will spend a healing surge.
Okay. Morocon, you come back up to your surge value. Okay. And Odelia also cast Bless, so it begins to gently rain on everybody. Unfortunately, Anduriel, you are removed from play right now because you're in his shadow, so you are not privy to this effect. But you don't need the healing because you're feeling great at the moment.
At the moment.
Okay. And that is Miss Odelia's turn, unless she wants to use an action point.
No, not yet.
Okay.
I
Alrighty.
gotta wait till I can see my friend, then I want to do it.
Okay, you also, Odelia, you have a move action that you've not used because you're in melee with her. You
I
can
know
do
she does. I can hear that things are going on up there. They've obviously got their hands full. I'm going to finish off this monster right here.
Well, she's taken a lot of damage, surprisingly enough.
What?
But even though you're weakened in her aura, she's taken quite a bit of damage from you. She's bloodied at this point, which means she's down to half her hit points. And she's hitting you, but you're pounding her, and you keep unleashing all this magical water power. And she's starting to look. I mean, she's still confident, but she's starting to look a little bit nervous. Like, why aren't you dying? Everybody else dies when I look at them. All right, that's what dealing. And Duriel, you are still removed from play, unless you just choose to end it prematurely.
Yes, I think it's probably a good time. I'm still in his shadow, right?
You are still
now,
in
right?
his shadow unless you choose to end the effect.
And so when I end the effect, I am just next to him. Like,
Yep.
where am I at?
You pop out in an adjacent square.
Can I be 16, kind of between those two?
Right
Just
here.
like, yeah, pop up right in that corner.
Yep.
Okay.
And you pop up visible.
Haha, magic.
That is wrong character.
Sorry. So I'm gonna pop
Love
up
that.
and as my standard action, I'm going to use Cure Serious Wounds on Morocon. You heal as though you have spent 2 surges.
Not very nice.
Pop up. It's a touch like melee thing. I'm gonna
Okay.
heal that guy.
That's a standard action, right?
Indeed, it is.
Okay, you still have a move and a minor.
My minor. I'm going to use. Well, I thought of using Charming Gaze, and I think I will. Charming Gaze on the one directly to my on line 16 as well.
This one?
Yep, that guy.
Okay.
Oh,
It's a close blast 5. It's a 1 target though,
Okay.
and it's not against anything. The effect is the target can't make opportunity attacks or take immediate actions until the end of my next turn.
I'm assuming you intend to move.
I do indeed.
Where you go?
I'm going to
Oh, wait.
move around to the other side. So I'm flanking with Morocon,
This guy?
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That
you
guy
realize
that
that that will
Yep, that's the
protect
one.
you from this guy's attacks of opportunity, but not from this guy's attacks of opportunity.
Photography packages, like we can.
Yeah, but that's where I would need to be. So I'm gonna risk the biscuit.
You're gonna risk it? All right. He is gonna swing at you with his cutlass. And he's gonna roll a 3 and miss you. You are a lucky moose.
Okay, and as he does that, as an immediate reaction, I'm going to channel Divinity, and I'm so affronted that he would even try to attack me. Naylock, bring to life the shadow of my vengeance on this fool. And immediate reaction, target takes ongoing 10 necrotic damage, and on the first save, they're blinded, and then the second save, unconscious.
Right. So, does not like you. No, he does not. Not one bit. Okay, so first you leap out of his shadow, then you heal Morocon, then you move out of the way, you charm one of them with you're just vampiring all over the place and clericking, and then you go running away. He swings at you, and your shadow leaps at him and starts choking him. And he's like, and his hands pass through your shadow because he can't touch it. And he just screams, and he's slightly horrified. And that would be Anduriel's turn. Now it is the wolves' turn. That wolf takes 10 points of psychic damage, and he has to make a save, doesn't he?
That is correct.
All right. He does save against the effect, unfortunately.
Okay.
So we will go ahead and that will happen at the end of his turn. And now,
Matt,
yes,
did I get to? Can I save at the end of my turn against all the effects she's got on me?
she missed you with her poison gaze. You don't have any effects on you,
okay.
and you already saved versus her dagger, her filthy dagger attacks. You've
Okay.
got nothing on you except being in her ugly visage aura.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what you can do that you forgot to do. You didn't add your flaming weapon damage from your Hellfire Lance on her, and you didn't add the 1d6 from Moralcon's Holy Fire.
1d6.
That would be 5 total.
With the 1d6 and the Holy Fire?
Yeah.
And your spear?
Yeah.
Oh, painful. Okay, it's still 5 points of damage.
I'm just a real bad roller, guys.
There's nothing. There's room on board this
That's
ship.
all right.
There's room on board this ship for a real bad roller. The wolves really appreciate it, I tell you.
I would like for you to be the real bad roller.
And you know what? I would love to be that for you.
Liar.
I would. You're right. It's my job to attempt to murder you on many But then again, you don't know what's going on behind the screen here. I could be lying about when I'm rolling and just randomly murdering Ben. I don't know, but I don't think I'm that mean. Or am I? Okay.
Dang it, now I don't know what to believe.
Yeah. Confusing messages, mixed messages. Okay. So, Anduriel, that was your turn. It is now the wolves' turn.
Yeah.
And well,
Don't I get to go?
why would you get a turn?
Even though I'm prone?
Did we skip you? We did. We skipped you and went
I
straight to
think you
Adelia.
may have.
I'm so sorry. Unless it was intentional. Go ahead, Moralcon. We will retcon your turn.
Okay. So, a lot has happened in one round.
A lot.
So I will stand up.
Good move.
Yes, I will stand up, and then I am going to.
You're going to groan?
I'm going to do. Yes, I will groan. I'm going to do 5 storms because it is a burst one, and
Ooh.
I am surrounded.
You got wolves all over the place.
So I get up. So I'll do the little like kick up thing from my turn.
Okay.
And just go into this furious kata going around.
All right.
So I have to roll individually for each one, yes?
Yep. All right. Roll to attack the captain.
Okay, so Captain, that's 25 versus reflex?
Hit.
Okay. I'm just going to roll for attack for all 4 of them first.
Go for it. I'll mark everybody you hit. So hit the captain.
This is all versus reflex, so...
Okay.
22.
That's exactly what you needed. You hit Drake.
Okay. 21.
You missed Grayson, unless you have something that will bolster. Oh, wait. You didn't. You hit because Odelia blessed you.
Oh, she blessed me. Oh, okay.
It is
And
gently
then the last-
raining all across you, but it feels good. I mean, you're all wet again, but...
Right. And then
Somehow it just seems to like miss all the sea wolves.
Which could be good.
And then the last one is a 24.
That is a hit. All right, you hit all 4 of them. Do you want to roll damage once and take a chance, or do you want to roll 4 separate times?
Let me
Technically-
roll 1 and see how it looks.
Oh, he's taking a chance. You take what you get, Benjamin, if you take a chance.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, it could have been worse. That's could have been better.
Could have been worse. Could have been
So-
better.
So it's a D10. but I rolled a 5. So
Holy
I mean,
fire.
like it's right at. Oh yeah. So anyway, so that's it's a 14 plus plus 2, so 16. And then plus
You can
4,
stone fist
so
one person.
and then it's plus 4 for a 20 with the Fighting Fury stance, and then I'm going to stone fist the. I'll stone fist the dude that I did the most damage to before. Which one was that? Was that
That's
Clayton
Drake. That's
or
Drake.
Drake?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll stone
right.
fist the dude that that I already did the most damage to.
All right,
So
he is pretty hurt at this point. He is down probably half of bloodied. Two
So
more hits
he's-
could drop him.
right, so I did
Grayson-
28 damage to him, and then 20 damage to everybody else.
Yes. All right. All right. Describe Morocon. What does it look like as he strikes everybody? Is he Chun-Li spinning Sonic kick like upside down? I mean, what does it look like?
No, Morocon doesn't do much with kicks, so his is more like he's doing these quick little like Mike Tyson jabs as he's like rolling around and
Okay, so Morocon, bob and weave, do, like
right.
they are shocked at how quick you're moving. You punch snouts, you crack ribs, and your fists are flying all over the place. You float like a butterfly and you sting like a bee. And that is Morocon. Okay.
And then for a minor action, I'm going to channel Divinity.
Oh, you are? Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, so for my minor action, I will channel Divinity. I'll just everything. It's like the battlefield silence where everything just.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Amina, set ablaze all those who stand in your path, and I burst into flame. So yeah, it's a burst 1.
Okay. Good thing it's not a burst 2, or your vampire friend might resent that just a little bit.
Well, I'm glad he's flanking me. Oh, he's flanking me.
Yes, he is. What's your punto?
Okay. Well, I already hit everybody, so never mind.
Okay. Alrighty. Very
So
nice.
Now that's my turn.
Okay. And Odelia, we did your extra damage and you added your Blades of Holy Fire, so you are good to go, which means I think we are good. All right. Now
Yes.
it is the Sea Wolf's turn again.
They each take 1d6 plus 3 for being in my orbit.
Yes, they do. Roll your damage up, my friend.
Finally, max damage. Okay, so they all take 9 radiant damage.
Oh, they do not like you. Okay. Drake, who is over here, shifts on his turn over to here and jumps into the water. He wants no part of it. He looked like one more hit and he was going down, and he has absolutely no interest in playing that game. So he leaps into the water.
Drake was the guy that was between me and Anduriel, wasn't he? That was the guy that I smashed.
The one you did the most damage to.
Right?
I had that as the guy in this corner. Did I make a mistake? Is it this guy?
Oh, I thought it was that guy between me and Anduriel.
Well, looky here. He is going to shift back into this square and jump over the side of the boat.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
So now we have the captain who is left, Grayson, who also shifts and jumps off the side of the boat because they both had under 20 hit points and they see absolutely no reason to die. However, the captain down here and the wolf, Morocon, they're going to use Fury of Daragor on you and take 4 attacks on you. Here comes
holy
the
crap.
first one. The Cutlass and... that's the hag. What have I done? Oh, sorry. There we go. All right, here comes the Cutlass A 1. Swing and a miss.
Yay!
And the web claw is a hit. So the web claw, Moroccan, you take 12 points of damage, and you are marked until the end of the Sea Wolf's next turn. So the captain swings with his cutlass, and you bat it aside, and then he comes up and claws into your neck and manages to scratch off some of your scales. And that is what happens to the Moroccan with that. He does not get the fear effect on you because he only hit with 1. Here comes the other one. The cutlass. A 3 is a 15 or a 19. He misses. And the web claw is an 11, 27. Does that hit your AC?
Yes, it does.
All right, so 7 plus 5, 12 points of damage again, Moroccan, and you are marked by the other one. So both of them mark you, and if you don't attack both of them, then one of them will get an attack of opportunity on you because they are both demanding your attention. And now it's Mrs. Spindlecut's turn. Oh, dear.
Can we skip that one?
Odelia, she recharges her poisonous stare, unfortunately. And she rolls a 9, which is a 23 versus fortitude. Does that hit your fortitude or miss?
That misses.
Ah, she misses.
Because of the +2 from Thora.
Very nice.
And blessed too, so.
And you're blessed also.
I'm well in the clear.
Okay, so here's what happens. She stares at you again, and that green light just kind of like ekes off of her at you. But the water from the rain that's falling everywhere creates this curtain, and you watch the green energy waft around the curtain of your rain as Moira's blessing says, "No, I don't think so." And
Not today, witch.
Not today, witch. And that is her turn. It is Moroccan's turn. And she's so frustrated too. She's like, like she looks really hard. But she cannot penetrate your blessing. And Moroccan, it is your turn.
It's my turn again?
You're
Or is it
after
Anduriel?
Spindlecut.
Because you got skipped before, so you went
Yeah.
again.
Oh, okay.
Yep. There's only 4 turns because Thora's not here. So it
Right,
comes
right,
up
right.
quickly. Unless you want to skip your turn, I'll go ahead and just attack you again. Like,
Okay. Well, darn it. Okay, so what I will do,
darn it, you have a turn. I'm confused.
yeah. Well, no, I'm trying to decide which one to hit. Well, I guess I can do 5 storms again and just go for the 2 of them.
Well, you do have Blades of Holy Fire on. It's kind of an optimal time to do it.
Yeah,
Hard to
sure.
go wrong. It's hard to go wrong.
Okay.
You got plenty of options.
All right, so
You
Well,
could also
I do have
shift
options.
away. If you want, you can shift away, and then he won't be able to attack of opportunity because you'll be out of his reach.
what I will do, I know, but I don't.
You could jump into the water too.
Peace out. Yeah, I think I will first take Blades of Holy Fire, and I will do that. Or sorry, I'll do the 5 storms. I'm sorry. So attacking Captain first is it was a 24 versus reflex. That hits, right?
I believe that is going to hit. Yep, his reflex is only 22. You got him.
Okay. And against who's this other guy?
The other guy is Canterwell.
Natural 20.
Oh, and he has the most hit
Nice.
points. Back it up.
Woo!
Okay. It's 4, so I didn't back it up. Okay. Yeah, because an 18 isn't going to hit that. So, is that still max damage against him, or is it just?
Nope, not unless you back it up. Sorry.
All right. So, 14. 18. So 20 damage against the captain. That's total everything.
Okay. And are you going to use Stone Fist on him, or are you going to try to use it on the other guy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll use Stone Fist on the captain because I need
So 29.
Right. And then 16. Then 24 damage against the other guy.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that's ugly.
I would then like to. I am going to use my action point.
Okay.
I'm going to use my action point. Yeah, okay. I have an idea. All right, I'm going to use my action point. I'm going to eagle claw strike the hatch that I'm on and try to drop us down into the lower deck.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll
right.
smash them and then just like Iron Man punch the floor.
All right. That I'm not.
Which does it? That particular attack does extra damage to inanimate objects.
Yes, it does. Okay, and boom, there's Morocon. All right, here's what I need you to do, Morocon. If you would please roll 1d4.
1d4.
1d4. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a 4.
All right, 1, 2, 3. So Morocon, this is so irritating. You smash open the hatch and you go tumbling down the crates. You land on top of the crates. Do you have acrobatics, Morocon?
I have athletics.
Okay, you are going to take 8 points of falling damage as you go cracking down, smashing into these crates. You make a mess too. There's wood and splinters and chips all around you. And the captain takes 4, and Canterwell takes 7. All right, and let's see where they fall down. Captain is a 1. So, boom. He goes tumbling down and falls into that square right in front of the barracks. And let us roll. For Canterwell, he gets a 2. And he goes tumbling down. And he slams in over here. And everybody is prone. So, Og on that woof. Og on that woof. Og on Morocon. And let's roll 1d4 and see where the body falls. And that's a 2, which means that the body goes tumbling down and falls down on top of the other wolf.
Woo!
So I am going to let you roll 1d4 damage for the other body falling down on top of him.
Okay. It's a 1.
Okay. So poor Canterwell takes another point of damage as he starts to get up. He starts getting up, but the dead wolf falls down on him. Goes spunk, like, and they fall down. That's Morocon's turn. As they fall down, the captain snarls out. He goes, "Hag, get out here and make yourself useful!" And she screams out, "I can't make myself useful! I'm fighting the watery tiny Avenger!" And as thunder cracks and more water tends to drip down. Odelia, Tiny Avenger, it is your turn. You take 10 points of psychic damage for being in her aura, her ghastly visage. She's so ugly that it hurts your brain.
All right. So Odelia, I know she needs some more protection, and so I'm going to cast Granite Shield.
Okay.
That is an attack against Fortitude. And that is a 20.
A 20, unfortunately, is not going to hit. Are you counting your bless? Well, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Her fortitude
Oh,
is a
20.
20. Is it what?
21.
Her fortitude is a 25.
Ouch.
So, unfortunately, that's not going to do it with your with that attack.
Well, I'm really mad now about all of these missed attacks, and I say, no, I don't accept that. And I use my Vindictive Surge, and I attack her again.
Oh, do it.
For a whopping, let's see. That's 26. Oh, 26, 27, 29.
29 hits all her defenses.
Woo! So that does 15 damage.
Okay. Did you half it for being in her aura?
No, that does 7 damage. But
Okay.
then it is a weapon thing. So does
add
it
the
have
holy fire. Yeah.
an extra D6?
And add your hellfire.
So how much is that one? That's
Well,
also a D6?
It's under your magic items. It tells you how much the hellfire lance does.
Okay. Woo, that's a 12. That's an extra 12 damage.
Okay. Did you cut that damage in half?
No, that's 6.
Okay. Well, 6 is still to the point where you've got her pretty concerned.
I just say to her, I'm not going to let you go and hurt my friends.
What are you down to, Odelia?
49.
Okay, you are neck and neck with her in terms of like you guys are just slugging it out down. You know, she stares at you, you stab her, you hail. I mean, it's bedlam. The cabinets are smashed. The table is almost in pieces. The oven is dented. I mean, it's just
there's knee-deep water.
Yeah, there's cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. It's just absolute chaos. All right. Speaking of chaos, Enduriel, the fight left you.
Well, only for the moment.
I suppose that means I can finally go explore the ship.
Yeah, it's definitely time for tourist season. Go.
Yeah.
Way to take advantage of it, Enduriel.
Go right on ahead. You do you, bro. Like
I take these quiet moments for a bit of me time, you know?
Yeah.
He's got his fluffy slippers.
He pulls out a pipe. It's just
I've been jumping in shadows, disappearing and cutting and biting, you know?
You're
Take a moment
full.
for me.
You've
know?
drained 2 people of blood. You're probably not hungry, so
No, he's still good. So gonna kind of just walk and see. Can I see anybody from the top of there? Who can I see that I can?
Nobody. If you look over where you are, all you can see are the crates. You watched everybody go tumbling down, and you heard them go thud, 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 boom, as they hit the hull.
Okay. Well, he's gonna. Well, Leroy Jenkins, I suppose, and he's just gonna jump in.
All right. Well, it's not a far jump, Enduriel. Make an acrobatics.
I'm trained in
check.
acrobatics, so I'm gonna use an acrobatics check. Yeah. Oh crud! I just dropped my lucky dice here. Oh well. So 13, 20.
All right. You land gracefully. Enduriel drops down, and then all the wolves hold up signs that say 10, 9, 8.5.
Yes.
Like, you are now on top of the barrels or on top of the crates.
Okay, who's the wolf that's looking the shabbiest? The one covered in the other wolf?
Well, they're both pretty hurt, but probably Canterwell is the worst hurt. You got Canterwell over here with the other wolf on top of him, and the captain is over here.
Nah, he's going
screaming
for
at the hag.
He's going for the captain. The captain
Good call.
disrespected him earlier in the day. So
All right.
Take the head of the snake, Andoriel.
this is a ranged attack. So it's Searing Shadows versus Reflex.
All right. Go for it.
And I believe this is my first attack on him. Oh, never mind. The Ring of Phantasmal approaches for melee attacks.
For
so never
melee.
mind. Yeah. Shouldn't be a problem. That's a 17.
That's a hit.
Okay. Let me mark that.
His AC is high, but his reflex and his will and his other defenses are not great.
Okay. So that's 2 dice 6. Ooh. 9. Weapon attack. 24 points of damage.
Oh, he wants to be your special friend.
Necrotic damage, and target is blinded. Save ends.
Okay.
And then, no, I think that's. I'm running out of boxes to check. I'm like, what else can I do? And the answer is not a whole lot. So I'm just gonna stand there and enjoy what just happened.
The captain started to get up, Anduriel, and tell us what it looks like as the shadow hits him.
So it is like the name of the power is Searing Shadow, and so while it is kind of this dark shadow that comes up, and it just kind of floods over to him, and you see the shadow hits the wall behind him, and there's a little shape of him in the shadow, but the rest of the shadow stuck to him. If that makes sense? Like it goes whoosh and leaves a little shape of him, except the shadows all covered him.
Okay. So, and it lingers, and he bats and
Yes.
starts clawing at the
Can't
shadow,
get it off.
trying to get off his face, but it's immaterial. And much like your revenge shadow, which, by the way, is still going. No, he saved. That was right.
He
Unfortunately,
saved,
I forgot. Much like that, well, you should see the sheet of effects I have over here that I've kept track of. I'm so happy I remembered a Blades of Holy Fire you. There's a whole lot at 11th level to keep track of. In any case, he is screaming and yelping. He is badly, grievously wounded. He's much worse now that he got hit with that. And now it is the wolves' turn. Unless you have something else, Anduriel.
That's all, man. That's
okay. He gets up and runs and goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and is going for the porthole. That does not look like it's gonna fit too well, but he is running for his life.
Does he trip over anything because he's blinded?
I'll tell you what. I'll roll an athletics check, okay? And I'll set the DC at. I'll set it kind of low because this is his ship and he knows where everything is.
Fair enough.
So I will set it at a 14. And
Well, he knew where everything was before everybody came crashing down through the deck, and now there's debris everywhere.
that is a good point. Unfortunately for you, he is trained in athletics and he is a spry little wolf fish. So he
Alrighty.
rolls a 15 or a 10 on the die and gets a 25. So he does scramble on top of the barrels, but he doesn't make it out. This guy uses his move action to shove the other wolf off of him. And then he stands up with his other move action and he's kind of stuck right where he is. And that's his turn, is throwing a body off of him and standing up. That's a move and a standard action, which is bad for them. Now it is Mrs. Spindlecut. She hears the crashing, and she is going to shift and take the... Oh, wait, she can't.
That's
do that.
Odelia.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
Miss
sorry.
Odelia.
Well, that's not... It's worse than that. She can't do it. Remember, she closed the door and barred it. Because she thought, oh, I'll just eat this little halfling and it won't be a problem. Odelia, she is going to shift one square this way, moving towards the door. And you know what? Screw it. She's
I have
gonna
a question.
provoke. Go ahead.
So has she been grabbed by me this whole time because I hit her with that first mama bear attack?
She was grabbed, but you didn't sustain the grab. You made attacks, and so unfortunately, she's no
Oh,
longer grabbed.
gotcha.
You got
Okay.
to hold on to her.
Okay.
So she's gonna.
Just clarifying.
Good question. She's gonna provoke an attack of opportunity. You get a basic melee against her, Odelia,
Okay.
which is above in the center of your character sheet, above all your powers.
No, I know that I had a thing about opportunity attacks, so I was just looking to make
Ooh, good.
sure. But maybe I don't know.
Is it under your feet or is it on a power?
No, I think I was thinking of something else. All right.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack.
That's a 27.
Okay, that is exactly what you needed to hit, except it's really a 28.
No, that's with all the things.
Oh, okay.
I remembered.
You did.
So that is 14 damage, so half is 7 damage. If I still have to half it.
Yep, you are when you hit her, you're still in her ugly aura.
Okay.
Okay. All right, she's more than bloodied at this point, Odelia. You guys are tied in the slugfest. You might be a little ahead of her. So she provokes it with a move. She uses her minor action to throw open the door, and she comes running out and sees a Morocon. And goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And she comes wailing out. Okay, Morocon, what runs past you is so ugly. You're like, ugh!
Well, and I'm laying on I'm prone too, so I'm like, yeah.
So
Do I get to shift a square because
she's so horrifying? No, but as she runs past you, you feel sick to your stomach, and there's lichen like hanging off of her. She has robes and this tattered dress with a belt made out of rope, just hideous scraggly hair and a hooked like long pointy nose, but she's covered in stab wounds and burn wounds and she's wet, she's soaked and bruised also. And she goes running over and takes her full action, goes running over to the captain, and she goes, Husband, I'm coming to your aid. And the captain looks over and snarls at her, and he goes, It's an act, you stupid crone. I'm not your husband. And he's like, Do something. Cast a spell. Kill them. And in any case, that is her turn, and now it is Morocon's turn.
Okay. So I am going to stand up.
Good move.
And okay, I have never used this ability before, and I'm a little excited and nervous too. So I am going to use the Cold Heart of the Sea on the captain.
Okay.
And I will say, Madrigal, you beautiful siren, bring that captain to me.
Okay.
It's a minor action, and it's a +11 versus will. Does a 22 get his will?
Let us look. A 22 does indeed get his only 21 will.
Oh, yes, okay. So, he takes 1d6 + 5 in psychic damage.
Okay.
So he takes 11 psychic damage, and he moves his speed to me.
Alrighty.
So you hear Madrigal's melodic, wonderful singing voice
Okay. He goes running past the hag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Is that the right guy? I thought
that's-
the captain was on the
wait, you're right.
barrels.
My bad. You're right. Sorry. Yep. Yeah, he climbs off the barrel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's as far as he can get with a speed of 6. Oh, wait. No, he's in hybrid form. 7, 8.
Excellent. Excellent. So now that he is back within my my channel divinity aura, yeah, it's time. I'm gonna drop a daily. Avenging
Okay.
Flame does a oh dang it, it's armor class. Oh, does a 26 hit his AC?
Do you have any reason to get combat advantage? Are you blessed? Did you count the blessing?
Oh, what's the bless? Is that a +2?
+1.
+1? So 27?
That's exactly what you needed.
Oh my gosh.
Yay.
Oh,
For the win.
Let's hear it for your wife.
oh.
Marriage.
Marriage is what keeps us from being swaddled today.
Okay, so that is not bad, not bad. 15, 1. That's 34 damage.
Okay.
Oh,
Moroccan,
Accidentally.
describe for us what it looks like as you use Avenging Flame to obliterate the captain.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I stand up from prone. I do something I've never ever wanted to do. I call out to Madrigal as he comes running toward me, and as he is sprinting his way toward me, my fist just glows a little brighter and a little brighter. And as he's running toward me, I just clothesline clock him straight into the ground.
Okay. His woofy head snaps backwards as you break his neck and crush his skull with your punch and set him ablaze. And in
Dang.
order to make sure that we understand that, we flatten the captain just a little bit.
Squishied. I'll
He's
try to attack him still. He's moving. Don't you see him moving?
he's moving. Okay. And
He's about to cast a spell on us.
he is so very squished. All right, very nice. Morocon. Odelia, you don't take
I
10
am
points of psychic
spent.
damage.
Ooh, she feels
Yay,
great.
Odelia.
She really is excited.
Okay.
So she's gonna use in 4E, if you use your movement as your action, can you go double your speed? So that's what she's gonna do. So she's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out the door, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But stay in this one. So she's hiding, so she's not in the aura. Yeah.
All right. So her aura is an aura 2, which means you would have to stop here.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Are you going to buffeting wave her?
I'm sure as heck gonna try.
Buffet
Okay.
those waves.
And
It's
then,
so ironic to buffeting wave a sea hag. It's
So Anduriel is just gone.
I'm
no,
on
he's
top of
right
those
there.
boxes.
You run past him. He's on top
Oh,
of
he's
the
up
boxes.
there. I was looking at this one off
Hi,
to the side.
Odelia.
Yeah.
Good job with all the stuff you're doing.
all right.
Nice job holding off a sea hag. That's not.
Oh, actually, okay.
Yeah, for real.
Could
Odelia is a champ.
I can't get him I can't get to a place where I'm within 2 squares of both of them, can I?
Not without being in her aura. Actually, it doesn't matter though, because it only hurts if you start the turn in her aura. Doesn't it push?
Yeah. So what I would like to do, and you can tell me if this is possible.
Big deal.
I do have a large presence in the room, but not that big.
There.
What I would
them
like
both right there.
So my action point. So if you do an action point, that means you get to take an extra action, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So my special ability with an action point is all allies within 2 squares heal a bunch and shift a square. Is there a place where I could give that benefit to my allies and be able to cast Buffeting Wave on her?
You could help Anduriel if you climbed up on the barrels, which you can easily do if you're using that extra square of movement, and then you can hit both of them, and you'll knock the hag out of aura-ing you, but you won't be able to reach Morokon.
And Duriel's doing okay.
Morokon's the one who needs the help, so
Yes.
I'm okay. So if you don't need to, I'm actually all right. I am not bloodied at the
Just go
moment.
ham on these guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's,
Okay, well
and
then
the hag.
instead I'm gonna go the full double movement over to where she is
Okay.
and use my action point.
To
She's
Buffeting Wave.
too mad at this point
Okay.
to she's the barbarian part is taken over. She's kind of forgotten about the whole healing thing, and she is going to cast Buffeting Wave and just try and push. She's gonna try and get whoever she can.
All right.
It is a close blast 3.
Yeah, you'll get him. That's not.
I almost died. I almost rolled my regular dice. Let me get the.
Oh,
Yeah,
careful.
don't do
None of that.
No,
I'm doing
none of
much,
that.
much better with the digital dice.
Yeah.
Let's not
Tell
go
her no,
there.
Ben. Tell her no, Ben. Tell her we said no.
Oh no, I rolled a 5. So
Yeah.
that
Do you
is-
know what happens when you continue to roll bad dice?
Wait, you rolled the
Encounters go
5.
poorly.
You rolled the 5 on the app,
Yes.
but we
Oh.
said, didn't we just say don't roll on the app? Use the dice.
No, because
Roll the die, Tommy.
I mean,
roll
I'm
the
dice.
die.
obedient, so I should probably roll that again with the dice.
roll the
We
physical
just said
dice.
don't use the app. Roll the dice. Go for it.
Wait, is Buffeting Wave a cleric power?
Probably doesn't say on this.
What color is it?
Oh yeah, it does. It is.
It is?
All right, big money. Big money. Big money on the roll.
Okay.
Actually,
I have-
I can use. We don't have to jank this. I can use Commander's Memory and allow you to use Memory of 1,000 Lifetimes and re-roll.
Except
Sweet,
you
'cause-
have already used that in this fight.
Oh wait, I use it. I thought it was 0, episode 0. Never
And
mind,
we're
we
not
have to jank it.
janking anything because I'm the DM.
You know, we still don't have to jank anything because the Belt of Hamina allows a re-roll of a cleric attack.
For you or for someone else?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't say that.
And
Sounds
we're
pretty
not
janky.
janking anything because I'm the you two stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
I'm gonna mute
We're trying to
myself, I'm
help,
sorry.
Okay.
We're being team
Tommy,
players.
roll the dice while 2 boulders fly in through the window and hit Morokon and Enduro. Oh,
I
boulders.
rolled on the regular dice a 19.
Okay.
So that's
There
like
you go.
almost
right.
40 points.
I mean, I'll take
Alrighty.
it.
But now you have to hit the sea wolf too. They're both in the range of your power.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna roll this one again. Thanks for the teamwork, guys.
They're not talking right now.
So that is 24 for one of them.
That is a hit.
Oh, and 24 for the second one.
Okay, hit. Damage.
Damage is, let's see here, 1d6 plus 4. Hey, 9 damage, and they are all knocked prone.
Okay. 9 damage to Canterwell, and she's 9 damage to her because you didn't start your turn in her aura. Okay, and the funny part is this enormous wave of water springs out and she goes, ah! And slams into the wolf as you push her 1, 2, 3. And the wolf is also pushed 1, 2, 3. She claps into him, and are they knocked prone or just pushed?
Actually, it doesn't say they're pushed. It just says knocked prone.
Okay, so boom, they're both slammed into each other. The water hits the side of the ship, and they're both caught up in the wave and knocked prone, and it is glorious to behold. And that is where we will go over there. Up to the top, Anduriel.
Yes, I love the angry halfling. This is fantastic.
It's
He's
soaked
going
down here, by the way. There's water everywhere.
He's going to run over to the sea wolf, use Weapon of Divine Protection, but I'm going to try and use the Leviathan's Tooth on this one.
You already used that.
I can't use it twice?
Nope. It's a daily magic item.
Okay.
Ooh.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will use Weapon of Divine Protection.
Okay.
Just the kukri. Here we go. Actually, no. Divine Juggernaut
Okay.
versus Armor Class.
All right.
Oh, that is a natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
and he has the most hit points left.
Nice.
That is a 16 on the dice. I don't know if that hits his armor class.
That definitely hits. That hits everything at this level. 16 always hits.
Okay. So I guess I should let me see here.
Ooh, I'd love to see it. All right, let's see the 1d6. Insta kill. Insta kill.
Hopefully.
Oh, it's a whoops. It's a 1.
Well, it's still max damage, and look up at your magic item and see, are you hitting with the tooth, and does it have crit damage or no?
Can't hit with the tooth.
Okay.
Right?
You can't extra crit damage, you mean?
No, you said he couldn't use the tooth because he already used it today.
Oh, you can use it, you just can't use the power of the Leviathan.
Oh, I see. So let me add that into the attack bonus.
Yeah, your dagger doesn't quit the fight. It's like, no, I've already done my job. I'm going home. Put me back in the scabbard. I refuse.
That is 23 points of damage.
Oh, poor Mr. Wolf.
And until the end of the encounter, when I use Healing Word or Channel Divinity, the target takes my Charisma modifier, and I and my allies get Charisma modifier temporary HP.
Ooh, that's very nice. Okay. You come over, and what does Divine Juggernaut look like? That's a clerical power, right?
That is a clerical power with the kukri.
You sparkle.
I don't sparkle on this one.
Okay.
But it's sort of like that. He gets like that presence of like, it just comes in and.
Okay.
And you just see just these fists of fury, but it's with a kukri.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
Okay. So in my head canon, you manifest like the aura of angel wings, like supernatural when you do this.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I don't know why, but you glow with holy power as you slam, and every hit is like the juggernaut, just boom, boom, like thud, 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 and the sea wolf is like like as you stab it. He does not look like he can take much more punishment. Neither one of them do. And now it is their turn. And oh geez, he gets up and tries to climb out the window and provokes an attack of opportunity from you, Anduriel.
Get him.
See here. Poop. That's a 2.
He gets up and climbs out the window and drops into the ocean.
Sorry.
Splash. Only the hag is left. And unfortunately, it is her turn. And Morocon, you crush the skull of the captain and snap his neck backwards, and she goes, "My husband!"
It was
And,
real to me.
And from out of the window, you hear the sea wolf go, "It was an act." He swims away. It's a bunch of crap. Okay. And Morocon, she is so unhappy with you. She is going to cast Sickening Seaweed. And watch what this does. Oh no.
Do I get like any cover from the crates and everything from being on the other side?
Well,
Ship.
you would if this wasn't a summoning.
Oh, that's not cool.
No, it could be much less cool, but all right, she gets exactly 8 squares. So she is going to shift over to here because she doesn't want Anduriel to attack her. And she is going to summon up some yuckiness.
Ew. Whatever it is, it's green, and green is not good.
All right.
Summon a gelatinous cube.
She does kind of gelatinous cube you. It's
Oh, that's not cool, man.
friends don't gelatinous cube friends.
We've already established she's not going to be our friend.
Yes, we did. It was very sad.
Oh,
We want to be able to see
That's-
Morocon.
That's really what hurts the most. Not all these attacks and hits. It's the friendship.
Okay. Sickening Seaweed. Morocon, what's your reflex?
it's pretty good. At the moment, it's 23.
Okay, you are a lucky moose. She rolls a 21.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Okay, so she conjures up this just mass of reeking, putrid seaweed. It comes pouring in through the porthole. It appears out of nowhere, comes to the porthole, and it tries to wrap around you, but it misses you. The zone is difficult terrain. Any creature within the zone or adjacent to it gains vulnerability 10 poison. But it does not hit you this round and do damage. So you might want to move out of there because while you're adjacent to it or in it, you have vulnerability 10 poison. And you know how she likes to poison people. We will also see if she recharges. She does
Work on this,
recharge her
though.
poison stare too.
not cool, man.
And that is her turn. Morocon, it's your turn.
She should have
Okay.
jumped out the window.
Yeah, she should have because she's going to be in a world of hurt. So
Well, she's
what
not in her
I'm-
right mind. She just lost her husband. As Tommy said, it was real to her.
It was real to me.
Okay, well, I
It's a
am
bunch
going
of
to.
BS!
His corpse
I'm-
is saying it was an act.
I'm gonna put it on his tombstone.
You're not affiliated with me. Okay.
So I am going to use Divine Sun. I'm going to teleport 8 squares.
That's not a terrible idea at all. All
Yeah,
right.
get
You,
out of there.
you teleport. Where you go?
I would like to teleport right between her and a porthole.
Oh. Okay. Morocon, you teleport into her aura, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, like rotten eggs and seaweed and like, and all kinds of just, she just reeks so bad. And what shall you do with your standard?
So with my standard, so I just used Divine Sun. Can I use that as an attack on this turn? Or is it just a move or attack with that ability?
What power is Divine Sun? Is it one of your daily? What is it?
It's an encounter power. So I've got a move action where I teleport 8 squares, and then an attack that targets Will.
Go for it. Is the
Oh, okay.
Divine Sun is your Paragon Path power? It's your Radiant Fist power, right?
Right, but for one power, I just didn't know if that was if I could use if it was an either or for that action, or if I use both if I do it on the
No.
same turn.
When you use the power, you get to teleport. It's written in the power.
Okay, cool. Okie dokie. Then yeah, I will use that because I've got it. Yeah, targets Will. It's a 16 on the die, which that's going to be a 31.
Okay, that's a hit, my friend.
Oh,
However, you are in her
right.
aura, so you are weakened because she's so ugly. Her ghastly visage is just, you feel sick and weak. So this
That's okay.
damage, don't forget your Blades of Holy Fire and your Stone Fist.
She is within my aura as well. So at the start of her turn, she takes that damage. So, okay, not bad.
I'll see your aura and I'll give you an aura of my own.
Right. But my aura ends at once my aura ends, yeah, like at the end of this round. So 14. Oh. 20. So she takes 26 damage.
In half.
13 damage.
Did you add your Holy Fire?
Yep, that's everything.
All right. It
And
hurts.
then can I-
She can't take that She can't take that 2 more times.
And then can I use I'm gonna do a minor action. So for my minor, so I teleport in, I do the Divine Sun attack, and then I'm still there. I'm like, and I will Dragon Breath into her.
Oh, I thought you were farting. I was like, what? I don't think
It's
you're
just-
gonna be able to gross her out, dude. You're not gonna out nasty her.
She is immune.
It is so gross in this aura. I just have to.
Okay. Okay. I'm assuming that's a 20. If it's not, then
It is. It is. And that's, ew, that's gross. Okay, but that's it's a 21 versus reflex.
that
So that to back it up,
is it a 21, or did you count Odelia's blessing?
23 then versus
20.
reflex. If that's
Okay, that's a hit. Roll the 1d6.
it's a 1.
Okay. Well, it's still max damage.
Okay. Which max damage on that really isn't all that much. So
It's not huge.
Right. But it's a 10 plus 3. Yeah. So it's a 13.
All right. So half of 13.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay.
Because she's so hideous. All right, so Morocon, first of all, Morocon is blazing like the sun because he channeled divinity. So he looks like this miniature sunball, and then he teleports, and there's a flash of light, and there's a sunball, and she's like, "Turn off the light!" And then he dukes her with this flaming fist, and then it's not enough, and she looks back, and he's and blows fire on her. She's like, "Ah! God! Ah! Get it off!" And she gets her accent back. And
Use radiant damage if you've got it. She is vulnerable 5 because of that attack.
I'll
Alright,
pull out
she's-
every radiant damage I have.
all right, she's vulnerable 5 radiant. Mr. Shadow will let it. That is Morocon. Odelia, you do not take 10 psychic damage.
You say I do?
You do not.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm not even in the aura.
Yeah, she threw her aura. That's no.
Ventriloquism.
Just
She's projecting her vibe.
Okay, Odelia is going to come running around that corner and just run up to her and harpoon her right all over again.
Okay.
And it's going to use Great Shout.
Okay.
And as she comes around the corner, she just goes, "Leave my friends alone!" And harpooned her, and that is a 32.
That's a hit. Get her.
And that does, let me find the right dice here. I didn't know I was gonna hit it. I wasn't prepared. Oh my gosh, I rolled out of 2d10, I rolled 2 1s. So that is 11 damage, but she also has a -2 on all of her attacks.
All right. And what is that power
Until
called?
the end. Great Shout.
All right. So you come around, you're like, Odelia yells and screams, and boxes shatter around her just from the screaming. And then she skewers the hag in her side, and she's like, desperately trying to pull it up and looking in every direction, and suddenly realizing she's the only one left. And
I'm also going to use my minor action to then take a deep breath and turn to Moroccan and say, "Are you all right, dear?" and cast Healing Word on him.
Okay.
So he gets to spend a healing surge and add 3d6 + 1.
Okay, you can roll the 3d6 + 1, Tommy, since it's your
Okay.
hit.
And then you, Anduriel, you also, if you need to, not even if you need to, you just gain half of your surge value as temporary hit points.
Hey, I'll take it.
And
Nice.
you get to do that too.
Very
All
nice.
right.
All right.
Except
Well,
Feeling good now.
so what's that extra healing you just gave me?
a surge plus 3d6 + 1. So we're
Fifteen.
waiting.
She rolled that, or
15.
15?
Mm-hmm.
So
Surge
what's your
plus
surge
15.
value plus 15? Because you're dividing that by 2 because you're in her aura, Moroccan.
But
okay.
also you get to take half of your surge value and add it as temporary hit points. So you really just take your full surge value.
There you
Oh,
go.
cool. Well, I'm at full health plus.
Okay.
So
Alrighty. And she is looking for the back door. Anduriel, bring it home.
I don't know. She's kind of gross.
Well, I mean, you don't have to bring her home to mom.
But I'm going to have to get close to stab her.
You don't. You could throw a barrel at her or
It's
a
kind of
box.
yucky.
yeah.
Here's what I'm not going to do. I'm definitely not going to use Blood Drinker on this one. Ugh.
I would not
Sorry.
recommend that.
All right, so he's going to use weapon of divine protection, and just as sort of like for effect, I'm going to use Shadow Leap and teleport into her shadow. This is versus armor class. Oh, that'll be close. 9, 16, 22
That is a 22 versus what?
armor class.
That is a miss, unfortunately, my friend.
It is my first melee attack against her, so I have combat advantage. Does that
You may use the Ring of Phantasmal approach.
let me do
And
that?
add your bless.
Yeah, don't forget
Yes,
that.
plus
Oh,
1.
bless. Oh my goodness, bless. Okay.
But you get to roll twice. You have the Ring of Phantasmal approach.
I do
And it's
have the ring. Well, it just it says greater advantage. That means I roll again.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that'll do it. That's a 14 on the dice. That's a 27.
That's a hit.
All right, let's do
Yes.
this. Let's do this. 1 die 6. 1 die, 8 plus 18 points of damage.
All right. Anduriel, you leap out of your shadow and you bury the Leviathan's tooth in her chest. And she looks up at you and is gurgling, and she says, reaches out towards the captain and goes, husband. Hey.
Let it go, let it go.
Yeah. And the
I'm
wolf,
so sorry, but I heard that was all an act. I'm so sorry.
the wolf swims by. It was BS. It wasn't. He had a beard. It's just and
The chorus of ghost girls outside, like, it was not real.
yep. All righty. And
It's not
brings us
you.
to a beautiful end of combat, as we have either driven off or murdered everybody on the ship, and there is just a kind of a creepy silence for a minute, but then you guys look out the porthole and see that while you were down in the hole, the ship has become enveloped in fog. It's all around you. And so you're not, it's leaking in through the portholes, almost, and it like comes in wisps. And the wisps that come into the portholes, your mind plays tricks on you for a minute, and you think that it like looks like a grasping claw, but then you're like, no, it's not a claw, it's mist, right? But it's creepy, and that is where you find yourself now. So what would you like to do at this point?
Odelia is going to go find Handsome Barrett
Okay.
first thing.
So you guys are going to have to search the ship then to find
Um,
Handsome Barrett.
I'd like to add. So, does anyone know how to drive a boat?
I mean, I couldn't do it by myself, but I've been on a crew before.
Did you say drive a boat?
Clearly, you're not in charge.
I'm not a seafarer.
Okay. So does anybody know how to drive a boat? It's a fair question.
I don't think Moricon would know how to steer a ship.
Okay. Odelia does have some experience, but she's not doing that right now.
Yeah, Odelia is going to have to be the captain of the ship.
Okay.
I'll be happy to do what I can, but first we've got to find that wee child.
Okay. So you guys make perception checks, please, and let's see if you are successful at finding Handsome Barrett.
18.
Perception?
Perception checks. You are searching the ship.
Okay. It's a dirty 20 for me.
Okay.
The 22.
Okay. Handsome Barrett does not hide pretty well. So you are able to find him with the 20 and the 22. You guys go searching along, and this poor little boy you find him like hiding behind some barrels on the deck of the ship. And he is just kind of sharing it, and he's clutching a book. He's clutching a book to his chest, and kind of just like looking at it, like almost like a security blanket, and closing his eyes like an ostrich, like you can't see me if I close my eyes behind this barrel. And anyway, that's where you see him, and his eyes are closed, and he hears you approach, and he kind of just tenses up as you approach and holds the book up in front like it can protect him.
Odelia goes and kneels down in front of him, which makes her smaller than he is, actually, probably. But she just quietly and gently puts her hand on his shoulder and says, Barrett, it's all right. The bad people have gone now.
He goes, I didn't do it. I did my job. I protected the book. That was my job. whenever fighting happens, I grab the book and I hide it, and I hide it, and I hide, and that's what I'm hiding. You can't see me.
You're right. You've done such a good job. It took me all day to find you, and you've done such a good job hiding the book. Can you tell me what this book is that you're doing such a good job guarding?
He goes, no. The captain will be so mad if I let anybody see the book. It's my job to hide it.
Oh, my dear son, the captain is a furry ball of paste at the moment.
Is that what Moralcon says?
You don't have to fear the captain anymore.
Odelia looks at him like, have you ever met a child? And she just...
And we became best friends after using that tactic last time, so...
But she was a weirdo.
Odelia just kind of puts herself in between Moralcon and Barrett.
Okay.
And says, the captain's not here now. So I'm going to be the captain of this ship now, because I will tell you a secret. Do you like secrets?
He looks at you and he nods like, I like secrets.
Okay, now I can't tell everyone this secret. I can only tell brave adventurers like yourself, who I know I can trust, like you've been trusted to take care of this book. Can I trust you with my secret?
Okay, he looks at you and he says, I'm not. He says, I'm not brave at all. Mrs. Spindlecut says, I'm a wriggly little wretch. What's a wriggly little wretch?
Mrs. Spindlecut didn't see your secret powers like I do. I know you're the bravest boy on this ship, or else you wouldn't have done such a good job guarding the book. But I'm the captain now. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Are you gonna? All right. He looks up at you or down at you, and he goes, "Are you gonna feed me now?"
Oh, I'm going to take such great care of you. You're part of the crew now, my son. Now, here's the secret, though. Do you know who Moiris is?
I don't know if he does. I rolled a 20. He was like, yeah. And he goes, Moiris, he's like, the captain and Mrs. Spindlecut mentioned Moiris. They said she was and he releases a string of profanity with the B word, like, she's a mother effing freaking, just a blah, 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 blah. But he says it like with no knowledge of what he's saying. Like, what's that?
So I say, now, the captain and Mrs. Spindlecut, they weren't very nice people, and they didn't know Moiris like I do. But Moiris is the guardian of the waters, and I am her special helper, especially here on this ship. And so I have special powers over the waters, and I'm going to take care of the ship, and I'm going to take care of you. But I'm going to be in charge now. Can you be my helper, Barrett?
I can help. Make a diplomacy check, please.
I'm trained in diplomacy.
Woo!
Yes.
He looks like he might run.
17.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. So you calm him down, and he looks at the book, and then he looks at you, and he says, so Moiris is going to help you sail the ship now? What are we going to do now if we're not going to get the ladies?
I would love for you to tell me all about getting the ladies and telling us what you were going to do with the captain and Mrs. Spindlecut.
Well, I didn't do anything with the ladies. I never did anything. I wasn't supposed to talk to them. I wasn't supposed to go near them. Unless they told me, but they only tried that once, and they said I screwed it up so bad they were going to eat me the next day. But they didn't eat me. I'm still here.
I'm glad they didn't eat you. You're much too brave and strong to be eaten. Okay, so can you tell us all about like what ladies and where do you take them and things like that?
He shivers for a second, and he goes to hand the book to you, and then he clutches it back to his chest and shakes his hand like he just can't let go of it. It's too scary.
It's all
You-
right. All right, Barrett. You don't have to show me the book right now. You can wait till you feel ready. But I would love for you just to tell me, and you can just tell me in my ear if you want.
Okay.
What you think we need to know to be able to run the ship.
So make a diplomacy check again.
18.
18? Okay. So he says, and I can just whisper it in your ear and you'll still feel, I won't get in trouble. You'll still feed me.
Oh, you're my special friend now, Barrett.
Okay. He opens up the book and he says, I can't read very well, but he opens it up and he's shaking the whole time he opens it. And he starts reading from the book. And it goes day 1, and there's an entry, day 11, and there's an entry, and it goes all the way to 265.
Oh,
And he just starts reading day 1, 16, elven, blonde, young, house sunrunner, spry and happy, but seems to have little energy, 6 out of 10. Day 11, 22, Silverstream, heiress, tall, commanding authority, powerful presence, businesswoman, 7 out of 10. Day 15, 35, half-elven bard, sings beautifully and dances energetically, taken from the windy goose. Day 26, genocide sorceress, water, blue hair, daughter of some genie, powerful, killed 2 wolves, 8 out of 10. And on and on and on. And there's mention of something called the Vessel of Summer. And you get the idea from reading the ledger or from having him read it to you that the wolves were looking for something they call the Vessel of Summer. And they thought that it was one of these women. And it's all women, between the ages of like 16 and 30, 16 and 35, 40, somewhere around there. And you managed to get out of him that they would bring the ladies on board, and the captain and the wolves and Mrs. Spindlecut would start asking if they were married. He said, because they couldn't be married. Being married was really bad. Mrs. Spindlecut got really mad when they were married, or when they had a serious man fellow, or when they were loose women.
Sure. And so tell me, do you know what would happen to them if they were married or had a fellow?
All right, you say that, and he starts to shake his head.
Oh, that sounds dreadful. You don't have to tell me. I think I can understand it.
And he just starts rocking back and forth, and he says, "The cages, the cages," and he bursts into tears.
She just puts her arm around him and says, "Oh, don't worry about that. It's not going to happen anymore. Not on my ship."
Okay.
So Moricon, hearing this and thinking of Sabella, balls up his fist and he's really upset. He very calmly walks up to Barrett and puts his hand on his shoulder, just as gently as he can, asks him, "Did you like this spindle cut?"
He says, he's still sobbing, and he can't really get too much out, after he said the cages. And all he manages is to sputter out something about food. And it's barely intelligible. He's kind of hysterical at this point. You don't think that you're going to get too much more out of him.
If I'm able to, I would like to say, would you like to put an end to this chapter officially?
He's like, like snot, everything, just everything.
I want to see if he would come with me to the end of the like up toward just to the. Are we on the main deck, or are we?
You're on the top deck. He was hiding behind a barrel on the top deck.
Okay. I want to bring up the body of Spindlecut,
Okay.
and I want him to see this. So I want
Make an insight check, all of you.
Ooh, I actually rolled well that time. 24.
Okay.
21.
He starts shaking when you drag the body up, and like most children who've never seen a wounded, dead body of a hag, he doesn't seem equipped to manage the sight of it. And you pick up, you're like, like as you hold this hag's body, and he goes like catatonic. Like,
Dragon,
So
what are you
I
doing,
still-
Dragon?
Odelia, you're horrified. It's the worst parenting ever.
Well, I'm
I
Stop
just,
what you're
see-
doing now, Dragon.
I see how horrified he is, and I don't go closer to him. But what I do is I channel divinity, and I blow my dragon breath on her, and just burst her into ashes, so that there is nothing left.
Hey, he doesn't really.
She's just gone.
He doesn't really see it because his eyes are closed, and he closes the book, and he's kind of like this. So you're blowing flames, and you're incinerating, like the hag body, and all he does every time you make a loud noise, he winces, and he's still sobbing and in hysterics.
Master Barrett.
There is no possible way she will ever come back and bother you ever.
Okay, Master Barrett.
even know
Perhaps.
her in her hag form. Like, can he even connect?
Master Barrett, perhaps we should go get you something to eat. Does that sound all right? We can go get you some food.
Oh, you catch his interest with that. Make a diplomacy check. He looks up from the book.
That's a 19 on the dice. So it's going to be a 21.
Okay.
Yeah.
He looks up. He's still sobbing, but he manages to like shakily nod, and then sputters out the word "hungry."
Yes, let's go find you some food, something to eat, and put all this behind us, shall we?
Plan.
Okay, and you get the idea or the impression that he's really used to getting his food when he can. Like he can't. He's afraid to say no, right? So now you're all heading down the spiral staircase, and Odelia.
I was just going to say, I was going to, since I'm also, I'm apparently going to be the captain now, I was going to say, would you like to go with Mr. Anduriel and find some food? Would you feel okay about that if I stay up here and take care of the ship and see if he that?
He just nods and he's like, but he does nod at you. At the mention of food, he just immediately he'll go with whoever it looks like. Now,
It's good that he didn't see Anduriel in battle.
as this happens, Odelia, Anduriel starts. Do you start taking him through the open cargo hold? You gonna jump down, or are you gonna take him down the stairs?
We're going to go down the stairs. We're just nice and calm, cool.
Okay.
collected.
You sure Morocon doesn't want to show him another dead body before, or I don't know? Do you want to hand him a sharp object to play with or something? I can't wait to hear what Pumpkin says. In any case,
That was planned.
Morocon feels bad that it didn't have the effect
Yeah.
that he was hoping, that it actually kind of seemed to make things worse.
Oh, bless
So
you.
he's
It was a noble intention. It was noble
it
intention.
was a noble intention. So, in any case, you're about to go down the first of the steps, and the ship lurches to the side like this, and you come out of the mist. And Odelia, I want you to make an endurance check, please.
Oh, I'm trained in that too.
You are.
Don't worry, I still rolled not that great. 22.
That's more than you needed. As the mist that had enshrouded the ship kind of pulls back and you get a clear view, you are on a rougher sea than you were on previously. It is a rocking this boat violently. There's storm clouds and lightning flashing overhead, and you find yourselves in the middle of not a hurricane, but a fierce storm. And the wind is blowing. It's a squall, and it's ugly looking. And Odelia, something else happens to you. You are used to feeling the presence of your goddess in the water. You're used to reaching out and feeling Moirus's power in the ocean. You were taught in the Temple of Moirus, you were taught to connect to it, to connect to the power of the ocean. This ocean has none of that power in it. Like, Moirus is gone. You can't feel her at all in the water, but as your connection to the ocean, you do feel ill because of it. Like, whatever is coming to you through your connection to the ocean is dark, and it wants to hurt you. And it looks pretty yucky. If someone does not take the helm, we're going under.
Oh, well, that's where Odelia was headed, was to go up and take the helm.
Okay. So Odelia, you go up to take the helm. Andrea, are you going to continue below? You going to kick the kid down the stairs?
No, he's gonna turn to the kid. Master Barrett, it looks as though my friend might need my help. Could you find your way to the food?
He nods. He knows where the food is. He says,
Go enjoy.
I'm not going to get in trouble if I get into the bread.
Have as much as you want. Just leave a little. Just leave a little bit for the rest of us, but have as much as you want. I'll be back down to check on you in a while.
As much as I want?
As much as you want, young man.
He bolts down the stairs. Okay. Eat, chew, you're gonna bite! That's not... he bolts down the stairs for the food, and Odelia, you run up to take the helm. So here's how we're gonna handle this. Odelia, you're not trained in nature. What skills do you have? Endurance and diplomacy and what?
Arcana, acrobatics, thievery, and nature. I have nature as a skill.
Okay. I will let you roll twice because we are in the ocean environment, and you have greater advantage on ocean skills. So you may roll twice to guide the ship. In order to guide the ship successfully into the port, you are going to need to make 5 successful checks at a DC of 20.
Are you sure you don't want somebody who rolls better to be in charge of this?
You must do the rolling. You can use the app or the dice. And remember, you get to roll twice.
Yeah. Okay. So for the first one, the better of the two was 17.
Okay. And total?
Yeah.
All right. So that's 1 failure. And so Odelia, you take the helm and you start turning the wheel, but you turn it too fast and the ship lurches the other way. And everybody's like, ah!
Okay. So the second one was even worse. It was the higher. I'm so sorry. Kill us all, and this will be the end of the campaign.
Okay.
Odelia, let me help. What can I do?
Please.
You, okay, on the second turn, she tries to grab the wheel and she tries to turn it, but she slips and ends up going upside down attached to the wheel.
Okay, actually, on this one, I'm going to use Commander's memory, and she's going to get to use the memory of 1,000 lifetimes because we're out of the encounter, right? This is a new
This is a new encounter.
Okay.
What did you get? Do you want to use that on the first failure, Anduriel?
Which is the closest? If she gets to add
She got a 17. She only needs a 20.
You get to add 1d6 to the result on the first
Okay,
one.
Anduriel, you can roll the 1d6 for her.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's not. Oh, that's a 3.
That's exactly what you needed. Okay.
Oh, good.
So, Odelia, the first failure is actually a success. And Duriel, you come running up there to guide her, and you have some kind of angelic memory, maybe that belongs to your mother, that you suddenly remember how to steer a ship. And you're like, no, don't turn so hard. And you stop her from turning, and the two of you level off the ship. And then she goes, I know what I'm doing! And then she goes upside down on the wheel. 1 success, 1 failure.
Should we switch it over to Anduril and I can go hoist the mainsail?
He's not trained in nature.
Not trained in nature. Not even close.
Okay, I'm gonna roll again then.
Hey, anybody can aid another. If you make a nature check, you guys, and you hit 20, you can aid her and give her a +2.
Nope.
You get to roll twice, Tommy, remember.
No, I know. Sometimes people think I'm kidding when I say I just am a terrible roller.
There's nothing wrong with that. That makes for an interesting story.
I have a t-shirt that says bad rolls make for great stories. So the third one was also a fail. The highest is 9.
So you've got 1 chance left. You only have to get 4 more successes, but you can't fail 1 more time. Good luck.
You can do it, probably.
Your face.
Are you rolling twice?
Squall.
I've got 2 dice here.
All right, go for it.
So seeing that we're in a squall.
With an 18, one of them can save you.
Roll, guys. Roll.
Enduro, Morocon, help her, make a nature check. You need at least a 20.
So it's
that's
just
not me.
half my level.
And your wisdom modifier, if you have one.
I don't have a wisdom modifier. My level is 11, so that is a 21.
All right, that's another success.
That's good because it wasn't me.
Okay, all right, keep going here. You managed to right the ship. Now, you have gotten far enough righting the ship that the ship, you can see an island landmass now in the distance. There is land to aim for. You just need 3 more successes.
Natural 20!
That qualifies for 2 successes. You only need 1 more. Odelia, you can see a dock now. You are pulling out of the storm, and you can see a dock with about 5 other ships, and you're aiming for a spot in the dock. You're almost out of the storm.
Okay, 1 more roll.
What's up, Doc?
Oh my gosh, you guys.
What?
It was showing a 2, and then it just tipped over to 18.
Nice. Okay.
Makes it total.
Okay, so finally getting her sea legs. Odelia, using her maritime skills, sails the ship successfully over the waves and out of the storm, and almost tips it over at one point, but Anduriel helps her right it. And Odelia, you sail into a harbor out of the storm, into white puffy clouds, and you come into a port that looks to be fairly simple. It's not a large dock, and it's an island. You sail past some really high cliffs, looking for an inland when you come to the dock. And as you sail past these cliffs, Odelia, you see on top of the cliffs a beautiful white castle that kind of, it's got multiple turrets. It has a golden flag waving in the breeze. And you look at it and it's just absolutely breathtaking. But it's so high up on the cliff, there's no chance. But you come around the island to this harbor, and a little town that is nestled into a cove with brightly painted buildings, like pinks and greens, and you can see the bright colors. And all of a sudden, at the end, you're like, you start sailing in, and you realize that you're going to crash into the dock, and you're like, and Morocon, you come running over him, and you barely throw the anchor in time to stop the ship next to a dock. And that is probably where it is best to to end the session. And you see a little market at the edge of this dock, and a bunch of people in the market stop and look up as they see a new ship has landed upon the island of Desmare. And that is where we end.
Made it, guys.
So with that, that might have been more hair-raising than the battle. I'm sure.
This is what I envisioned for us pulling into the dock. One time when I was 16, I was trying to help my mom dock my parents' boat on, like just one of those little lakeside docks. There was a cute boy in the boat that I was trying to impress. And I totally, like, my mom hopped out of the boat to try and pull it in, and I accidentally put the boat in reverse and like pulled my mom off the dock and dumped her into the lake. It's definitely that level of skill.
Yeah.
That is that is fantastic. But I almost dumped my bishop on the back of a wave runner because I forgot he was on the back, and I thought I was going to be cool and turn a real tight turn, and that didn't work out. So I feel you. I feel you.
Most stories in my life start out with, I thought I was going to be cool.
That's awesome. Well, we are at our conclusion tonight, and I don't know if anybody is with us on Facebook because I've got too many other things to monitor. So maybe Ben, JT, or Tommy will monitor that in the future. John. But we like to do an inspirational thought. Sometimes it's an inspirational idea. Sometimes it's a quote. Sometimes it's a scripture. And I have it for tonight. And it's something that I have been thinking about a lot. I have a child who has ADHD. So we're going to share an inspirational thought. If you're into that, stick around for it. If it doesn't interest you, feel free to turn it off now. No troubles. But he's been having a really, really hard time in school. And it's been stressful as we look for medication, and we look for therapy, and we look for all kinds of things, even a sleep aid. I mean, it's been a really, really difficult experience. And he has begun to notice that because he has ADHD, that he struggles more than a lot of other kids in his class. And it's really sad as a parent when you watch your child realize that they're not like other kids in some way or another. And he was getting really down on himself. And I sat him down, and we have consequences in our home for choices. And those come into play. But I sat him down and said, listen, you don't need to beat up on yourself. Not only does the world do that enough for all children for the most part, but that's not helpful in becoming the best version of yourself, whatever that ends up looking like. And as a Christian or a follower of Jesus Christ, I refer to it as trying to pay the price for your own sins. For those of us who have that belief, we believe that that price has already been paid, and it doesn't help to beat up on yourself. And I said, you don't need to punish yourself because he would get down on himself. I said, that's my job, and that price has already been paid. And so I said, don't beat up on yourself. The best thing that you can do is focus on making good choices. And so that is my thought. That is my message for tonight. Let's not beat up on ourselves. The world will do that plenty. Let's not try to pay for our own sins. I mean, yes, we can try to right our own wrongs and fix our mistakes, but that's different. Trying to fix your mistakes is noble. feeling like you need to punish yourself because you made a mistake is not productive. I don't think it promotes change. Thoughts, reactions?
Oh yeah. Oh, I relate to that big time because every time I screw up at work or at home or wherever, my first gut reaction is to basically just pull a Dobby. Like just no.
Bad Dobby?
It's yeah. It's not usually physical pain, but it's usually like, yeah, I screwed up. I don't deserve this thing that we're doing. Because I did this, I don't deserve to participate in this activity, or I don't get to have that. I don't get to have dessert tonight with my family. Like things like that. It's like it's self-punishment for something that I did that was just existing sometimes. And yeah, it's not a healthy way to go throughout life if you're going to be doling out punishment to yourself. Life is hard enough as it is. Don't do it to yourself.
Other thoughts?
Just that really hits home for me. I have all teenagers and who all have, their
Yeah.
Yes. This year has been rough.
Yeah.
But they all have their own things that they struggle with, but one of the biggest struggles has been just beating themselves up so much and just feeling like they don't live up to their own expectations or whatever they think other people's expectations are. And so it just turns into this vicious cycle of beating up on themselves until they don't feel worthy of anything. And that's so not how I think our Heavenly Father wants us to be. He wants us to see our own worth and that it's not tied to our performance, but it's just intrinsic in us.
It kind of brings to mind one of the great philosophers, Captain Jean-Luc Picard. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Happy Star Trek Day.
There was an episode, and it was with Q, and
I love those.
They're the best ones.
Dude, Q is the best.
Sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
Sorry.
No, it's true. Q is the best. But there's this line at the end where Picard kind of turns to him and says, it's possible to do everything right and still lose. That's not weakness. That's humanity. And I feel like that's the way we all kind of need to approach things. Sometimes you can do your best, and there's always opportunities to learn from your mistakes. But at the end of the day, you could do your best and still lose. So that doesn't affect your intrinsic value when you have done your best and it just didn't work out or a mistake was made. You're still valuable as a person. You're still valuable as a child of divine parentage, right? Nothing affects that. There's opportunities to learn, but that's life, and we can move forward and still be a valuable person.
I agree. I love it. I love you guys. I love the thought. I love it all. That brings us to the end of our episode for this evening. So we will say good night. And for those who may have joined us, thank you for joining us. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
All right. We have stopped live streaming to Facebook.